no, actually, you know what? No, I didn't. I'm not sure. I might have come across his stream that way, but I know that I first found his channel through Lady Campion, actually. And this is Piano Man Mark, and this is his latest that he just put out. It's a cover of One Small Child, and beautifully done. Here we go.
One small child in the land of 1,000. One small dream of a savior tonight. One small hand reaching out to the starlight. One small savior of life. One king bringing his golden riches. One king ruling an army of might. One king kneeling with incense and candlelight. One king bringing us alive. See him lying a cradle beneath him. See him smiling in the storm. See his mother praising his father. See his tiny eyelids fall. See the shepherds kneeling before him. See the kings on bended knee. Oh, see the mother praising the father. See the blessed infancy. One small child in the land of 1,000. One small dream of a savior tonight. One small hand reaching out to the starlight. One small savior of life.
All right. Yeah, isn't that amazing? I thought he did such a great job. I'm excited to check out more of his music. Yeah, fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, right.
Mm. Thanks for coming in, covered by CQ. And my internet is getting pretty glitchy over here. Hopefully you guys hear me.
Don't worry. If it cuts out, I'll
I
talk
bet I'm
for you.
coming in
I'll
and out.
translate.
I think you said don't worry in there somewhere, Peanut,
Yeah.
but just kidding. Nah, I know you would cover it well. All
Right,
right.
exactly.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
Peanut, you want to tell us something about the song? Sure, Andy,
yeah,
no problem.
that is actually what I said. So go ahead,
Really?
go ahead, Peanut.
I know, because you were talking, obviously. Yeah, I was talking the whole damn time.
Oh
You
Lord. Okay,
stupid
go
Peanut.
ahead, Peanut.
All right, here we go. This is a song I played on here before. It's not exactly a Christmas song, but it's about it's a hymn, so it's still kind of in the ballpark, you know.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I played harp on that song too. I played a harp and then um, emulating a bagpipe on keyboards and stuff. But everything's me except for I programmed the drums. But other than that, I think there's drums on this. Um, Here we go.
Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all left to me, save that thou art. Now my days are hard by day or by night. Walking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee have dealt with me, Lord. Thou my big Father, and I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and I with thee one. Be thou my wisdom, sword full of fire. I know you feel it now. Thou my dignity, thou my delight. Thou my safe shelter, and thou my high tower. Raise thou me heaven, O power of my power. Riches are no man to praise. Thou mine inheritance now and always. Thou and thou only art first in my heart. High King of heaven, my treasure thou art.
great share, Peanut. Nice choice. That was really well done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love that.
Thanks for having me up,
That was awesome.
Andy.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, Peanut, and thank you for the song for me and Snooks too. Yeah, right? That was
It wasn't
awesome.
as dangerous as what you thought it was going to be.
I know you're still gonna keep me on my toes always, Peanut. No, thank you. That was awesome. It really was.
Oh, right on.
All right. Chef, thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Merry Christmas to you. For a song, you have enough time. I know there's a few videos I still want to play, so you are more than welcome. All right. Peanut, you sticking around for one more?
Yeah, I'll listen to it. You gonna play something right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a couple. I'll play a couple videos, and then if you wanna do one more before we
Okay.
shift gears into conversation, that'd be great.
All right. Whatever you want. Okay.
All right. Nice, Bran. Inspired. Okay. All right. This next song is by Mike and Dawn. I think I say their name wrong. I've always said Janice, but I think it's Janesse Music. And this is an original of theirs. It is The Incarnation. Here we go.
Angels come to see. Prince of Peace, Lord of Lords, Savior for you and me. Lying in a manger, what a sight to see! God in flesh has come to us. Set our spirits free. Oh, dear children, praise and sing. God has come down in Christ the King. Oh, dear children, dance and sing. God has come down in Christ the King.
All right, absolutely love that. And yes, that is a collaboration, and you were not imagining things. You did hear Lady C in there. Beautifully done, that collaboration, and the song by Mike and Don Genesi Music.
I thought I heard Lady C
Um,
in that.
yeah, love it. All right, I agree. Beautiful song and so very good, right, Ozark? All right. Pablo, thanks for coming by. Everybody loved your cover.
Yeah, that cover was great. This is
There
me,
we
Indy
go.
talking.
Stop it, Peanut. I finally come back and then I can't even talk still. I know this internet, you guys. We'll see how conversation goes. But Pablo, thank you so much for being here, and everybody loved Believe earlier. If you want to jump up, we are going a little bit over with on time with music because I do have a few songs I want to make sure that I share. So if you want to jump up on panel for a song, it'd be great to get to meet you and to have you sing a song live if you want to. All right. Okay, this next song is by Rabid Jack and Ellis Main. Um, Rabid Jack is someone that I met through Songs from the Rua Room, Dahi. I've played a couple of his songs here before, and this is a really fun cover of. Here we go.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, doesn't surprise me. Last Christmas I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Crowded room, friends with tight eyes. I'm hiding from you and you're so alive. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. The face of a lover with a fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you told me. Save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
All right, I thought that was such a fun video to go along with that great song. Well done. And Pablo, no worries. We'd love to have you come and join us another time. We're here every Monday night. We start at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to talk about this. It right as of now, it switches back and forth every week. Where one week it's music the first half for 3 hours, and then conversation the second half for 3 hours. But I'm kind of debating you guys on just sticking with music the first half every week. Let me know in the chat what your guys' thoughts are, what your thinks are, what your thoughts are about that. And if you think it's a good idea to have it be consistent where we do music the first half every week, or if you like how it flips and changes. I think there's some kind of benefits to both, but I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, wasn't that great? Blue Jay, it's good to see you. Merry Christmas to you and yours. All right. Okay, this next one is by an artist that I've shared here before. Right, yeah, it might be a little less confusing. I know. I think we lose some people sometimes. I see some musicians come in for the conversation, or some people who want to talk coming in during the music, and yeah, it would have to be music the first half every week, because that's when I need Bran the most to be able to share the videos, because we share a lot more videos during music than during conversation. Um, right. Our thinks are how you roll. Yeah. All right. All right. So maybe you'll leave it up to me to decide. Yeah. Yeah, it's been changing every other week, Chef, but I know it does get confusing. All right, keep letting me know in the chat. All right, this next artist, I've shared a few times before. I absolutely love him. He's great. This is Rainer Sachs, and this is his song, How Christmas Changed Forever. Here we go. All right, love that. How fun is that? Rainier's songs are always just a lot of fun, and I think I've said this before. I never thought I was a huge fan of the saxophone, but I've just really been enjoying every song of his I've heard. All right, yeah, different weather all over the place. It's good to hear. All right, glad you all enjoyed that too. Go and check out Rainer Sax. Oh, I walked right into that one. Okay.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
Of course you are. Perfect timing, Peanuts. Wind therapy, right, Chef? We've got so much wind here, and I can't even complain though, because I'm in the general Seattle area, west coast of Washington State, and there is flooding like all around me, and we've been really lucky. We have not had any issues with flooding. And then the power was out literally like everywhere around us and not right where we are. We lost power for like 5 minutes. So we are feeling pretty blessed right now, and just in prayer for a lot of people who've been affected. And I don't know, it's tricky because the news, they always make it sound like it's the entire, like
okay.
all of Washington
Okay.
state is flooded. Oh, shoot. Did you guys lose me again? Good to see you,
That's
Terry.
me being rude. I was just looking.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just yapping to myself over here.
I just do that
But
when it's nice. It's be like
it's not.
talking. And
Hold on,
thinking,
Peanut. It's not that bad. In all of Western Washington, it's just certain areas. But those areas, they call it 100-year flood, and it hasn't been flooded like that in my entire life. So there are a lot of people that are affected, although it's not the entire state. So. All right. Thank you, Blue Jay. Thanks for coming by. All right. I'm hearing mostly over on Rumble and a few people. Yeah, right, Karen. A few people over here too. That maybe it's good to have music every week at the same time in the first half. So maybe going into the new year, that's what we'll do. Stay tuned. I'll post for sure and let you guys know. But I think it might be good to have it be consistent. Right. Good. Let's see if I can say this right. Good sax is hard to beat, Imir says. Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, okay. Missouri's doing well, huh? All right, awesome. Okay, Peanut, you are up. You are up next.
Okay.
You want to tell us about this one?
Yeah. So basically, well, this is a little different. But it's the closest thing I could think of. So this is like a song that I wrote for someone who passed away a few years ago, and well, I didn't rewrite it. I recorded it for someone who passed away a few years ago, but it's about heaven, so it's kind of in the ballpark. So
Okay.
I recorded all the guitars and stuff, and yeah.
Good to see you, Alan. All right, glad that you're sharing this here tonight with us, Peanut. Thanks. Here we go.
Yeah, something new for us. Yeah.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart, have you begging
That was great, Share Peanut.
Well, I hope
Yeah,
it went
well
with the
done.
theme, kinda.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier, this time of year, any of the holidays, really, I think it brings to mind our loved ones who have passed, so it is. It's good to remember those who are no longer with us to celebrate in person. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Good to see you, Mike. Thanks for being here and Merry Christmas. Okay, you guys, we have a few more songs before we're going to shift gears into conversation. If anybody wants to come up and start making your way up to panel for conversation, you are more than welcome. Um, yeah, Bill, have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and much love.
Hey,
Aw,
Indy, I hate to
Cheryl, big
interrupt you.
hugs. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop off. I'll probably be back later though. I
Okay,
gotta make a
great.
phone
Yeah, I
call.
hope you do. I hope you come back up.
Okay. All
All
right,
right,
cool.
take care,
Sounds good.
Peanut. Thanks for coming up and sharing with us.
Yeah, that was for you. Merry Christmas. All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
thank you. All right, take care. Right, girl? Yeah. Okay. All right, this next song is an original by Doorways into Music, and this is Be the Light. Here we go.
Sometimes it seems like there's nothing but darkness. There's so much pain, so much heartache everywhere. But instead of staying in the shadows of the dark clouds that are always so close by, we could be the light that keeps on shining when the world goes dark. We could be the smile that helps get someone through their day. We could be the voice that talks to lonely people on the edge of despair. Be the light, be the love, one who cares. Sometimes it seems like there's nothing but hatred. There's so much fear of what's different from ourselves. But instead of living with our hearts closed and our fists up, we could try a little love. We could be the light that keeps on shining when the world goes dark. We could be the smile that helps get someone through their day. We could be the voice that talks to lonely people on the edge of despair. Be the light, be the love, one who cares.
Beautifully done by Doorways into Music. Love those original songs. Fantastic. All right. We do have a couple more songs before we switch into conversation. And this next one, let me get to where we're going here. All right. This next one is by 15th Bend, an oldie but a goodie here. I know he doesn't always love when I play some of his older songs because he's been playing for I think 5 years now, and he's come so far in that time that I know he always hears the difference when we play some of his older songs. But this one fits the theme, and I think it's still beautiful. This is Winter Chill. Beautiful as always from 15th Bend. And I'm going to read this comment here from Ozark. He says 15th is someone that no matter how old the song may be, you can still hear his style undeniable. Absolutely agree. Yeah. Yeah, I said 15th might be critical of his older songs. I am definitely not. I love his music. And some of his older ones are actually some of my faves still. Yeah, but absolutely love 15th Bend. Make sure that you go and sub up his channel if you are not subbed already. And he's taking a little bit of a hiatus for a little while, but he'll be back for his indie music roller coasters on well, as of now they've been on Thursday nights, so stay tuned and find out what's going to be coming from him next as we get into the new year. Okay, many of you know Joe Norman, also known as Joe Tenor. He's been on our panel several times, and I've shared music of his. I have shared a couple songs of his dad's, but I heard this one, and I was like, I just have to share this one. He's so cute. This is Joe's dad, Richard Norman. He has a channel, obviously, as well. Make sure that you go and sub him up and show some support and some love. I can't remember. I think he's like 92 or 94, I want to say, and so talented. And I often share their duets because I just think it's so cute. Their mannerisms and smiles and things are so similar. And anyway, I just wanted to share this cover that he did of Ding Dong Merrily on High. Here we go.
Ding dong merrily on high, in heaven above a ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is rimmed with angels singing. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Ain't so here below, that steeple of bells be swung and roll, my peace and people sung Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Pray you dutifully prime your maiden chimey ringers. May you beautifully prime your eventime song ye singers. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis.
Absolutely love that. You guys, how great is his voice? And also, I mean, he's just so cute. Right? That voice, right, Growl? Yeah. He doesn't look a day over 30. Right? Yeah. Beautifully done. All right, Chef, have a Merry Christmas. And Blue Jay, thanks for coming by. Much love to you both. Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas to everyone. Okay, we have one more song, right? I know, he is so awesome. Just look at him, Cheryl says, right? Absolutely. All right, we had people singing along, right, Becky? Love it. Okay, this last song before we shift gears into conversation, and I actually do have 3 more songs we'll be playing at the end of the stream tonight, too, to kind of send us off as we're preparing for the last few days before Christmas. But the last one for now, this one is by Synthworks. It's one of his latest. Oh, and I forgot to share that over there. There you go, Rumble. This is A Frosted Wonderland. Here we go. And if you want to click the link to come on up on panel, you are more than welcome to. We're going to be switching gears into conversation. We'll be starting off. We're keeping things pretty light tonight, I think. But yeah, right, Watt? Awesome energy to be in the 90s. Absolutely. We'll be talking about some Christmas mandalas and looking at the White House tree lighting and some other kind of fun videos, and then just see kind of where the conversation goes. So feel free to jump on up on a panel and join us. All right, here we go. Synthworks, A Frosted Wonderland. Beautiful as always. Such a vibe from Synthworks. Really well done. Oh, glad you're still here, Pablo. Okay. Merry Christmas to Growl, and much love to you. And to Lisa, Merry Christmas. Much love to you and yours. I hope that you guys both have a great time celebrating. I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys around somewhere on YouTube soon. Okay. All right, beautiful. And also, I had missed earlier that the algorithm had given 5 subscriptions, which I didn't even honestly know was a thing over on Rumble. So I'm sure that those are my first, I think, my first 5 subscribers over on Rumble. But thank you very much for that, Algo. And now I'll have to figure out what I can do for subscribers. I'm hoping to do a members only stream that reminds me over on YouTube sometime soon. So I'll have to see if I can kind of merge the two maybe. Oh, Growl, thank you so much. Growl, thank you for the gift. And he says, from all of us, thanks for a great year, Indy. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Much love to you, Growl, and Merry Christmas. Hey, Richard, Merry Christmas to you. That was so nice, you guys. Thank you to everybody for all of your support in all the ways. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who are here and who I've gotten to know and who come and spend time just celebrating and hanging out tonight, but kind of getting into the heaviness of life and the nitty gritty on other nights, and always sharing great music, and we kind of cover a lot of things over here, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and I hope that you all know, whether you're surrounded by loved ones or you're kind of doing your own thing and you're on your own this Christmas, I hope you know that you are loved, and we have this whole great community here, and there are always people that are going to have your back. And I'm so thankful that you all have mine, and that, I hope you know that I'm here for you guys too. All right. Later, nerd. Nice, Growl. Good transition. Love you, Growl. Have a great night. Have fun celebrating. Hey, CQ, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I want to say Merry Christmas to y'all.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming up. Yeah, right back at you. Blessed to know you, Imir. Much love. All right. Are you taking off, Cheryl? If you are, have a great night. If not, then I'll see you here still. Right? 3%, baby. That's right. Jerry knows. Okay. All right. Simulstream members and subscribers. Okay, yeah, I'll have to figure that out, Algo. Yeah, there's a lot of bells and whistles and things over on Rumble that I have not really dove into yet, so I'll have to get on that. But thank you, Algo, and now I have incentive to figure it out. Hey, Watt, thanks for coming up. Merry Christmas. All right, Bran, I know you've got to take off here. Thank you so much for all of your help sharing videos tonight and always. Bran is, as you all know, here with me every week, and I'm so thankful for you, Bran. I hope that you have an amazing Christmas with your family and loved ones, and that you just have a great time. Hopefully get some time off work and have fun celebrating. Also that you have some time out in the snow, because I know you love it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Snow soon, probably. Hopefully soon. Yep.
Nice. Are you going to be snowboarding this year?
I don't have plans yet.
Nice,
That'd
Cheryl.
be great.
Well, I hope you get some time then to be able to get out in the snow and play around. Very nice.
Uh-huh.
Have
Merry
a good night,
Christmas
Bran.
to you and yours.
Merry Christmas,
and
Bran.
Later, nerds.
I love it. Bran hardly ever gets to talk up on panel, but he got that out. I love that. All right. All said with love, of course. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and What I think you're muted, but it looks like you're here now. So Merry Christmas to you.
I'm here
Watt.
now. Yes, I am here.
Nice.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Awesome
for
show,
coming up.
great music.
Yeah, there was so much. It was hard to choose. There's still some I didn't get to play, but like I said, I've got a few more songs we'll play at the very end of the stream that I thought were kind of fitting to close things off with. But so much amazing talent out there, and I love that there were so many original songs as well as some, favorites that we all are nostalgic about and love. So yeah, great. Shamrock, much love to you. Good to see you, sis. I know that Mondays are not the best night for you to be here, but I'm so glad that you came by, and I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas, you and your family. Much love to you. Okay. Let's see. I think what we're going to do is go ahead. Hey, Algo. Oh, hold on. Whoop, something's going on here. There we go. Hey, Algo. Thanks for coming up. What is this? What is this icon? We got to make this big. This is not the Batman that we're used to. Hopefully, this is not a porn bomber that I'm making like full screen right now. You got to say something quick so I know.
No, of course not.
All right, there we go. There have been people that have come up. This is how I've, hopefully learned my lesson, but apparently not. Who have mimicked accounts before. So with the different icon, I had to check and make sure. And it is still Batman. It's just Christmas Batman. I love it.
There you go.
In the holiday mood.
Watt Life jumped up. I had to say hi to Watt Life.
Awesome. I'm glad
I
you're here.
appreciate that. It's good to see you, buddy. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you
Right, I'm
too.
here. The Batman Santa.
Batman Santa.
Nice.
What do you want for Christmas, Billy?
No, that's just creepy.
I mean, that would scare the
Nobody's
shit
throwing
out of any
Batman
kid, wouldn't
Santa's
it?
lap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a weird tradition that is anyway, though, right? I mean, who goes and
it's
sits on strangers'
pretty pedo,
laps and yeah, to get things you want, and it's weird. Yeah, we have some weird stuff in this realm, don't we?
We should deep dive into that in between this one and next year.
Yep.
I did. The other reason that I did.
Nice. Growl says, ho, 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 want to fight crime?
Ho, 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 now I have a machine gun.
Tate says, holly jolly caped crusader.
There we go. So I think
Nice.
I picked the right one.
Yep. What were you going to say, Algo?
Well, I was going to say that not only do you, I think
no,
you
wait a
do
minute.
a great job every week bringing people together and sharing all the music you love with people that haven't heard things. But Christmas, it is a hard time for a lot of folks. And some of the people listening right now are not emotionally happy and dysregulated and things are bad, but you're still here playing a lot of really great music I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
And I would never have heard had I not been here.
Well, good.
Because the
I'm glad you're
internet's
here.
so big. I mean, there's so much out there, and you've had a hell of a playlist right now.
Great.
So-
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been a fun night. I've had a great time listening with all of you and just getting to get in the Christmas spirit. Like I said, it's kind of snuck up on me. I mean, every year I feel like that sort of happens, but this year even more than most. We had a late Thanksgiving, and so there wasn't as much time in between. And then we usually try to celebrate my son's birthday the week before, but we didn't this year. We ended up doing it a few days after his birthday, and it just brought it really close to Christmas. So yeah, this has helped me tonight too. So thank you for all of you who are here.
That's great. And I'll tell you, my birthday is relatively close to Christmas, like pretty damn close. And I've only one time in my life shopped for presents before my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've got like 6 days to do
You know
all
how
of
it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my birthday is pretty soon after Christmas. My birthday is on January 10th. And so I always felt like, it's kind of like everything's sort of wound down by then. People are sort of over all the chaos of the holidays and, but it's even kind of crazier when it's right before, I think. And then Lisa's birthday is on Christmas.
Which
so,
would
that's
totally
a whole
suck.
other.
Yeah.
I think I asked her last week if she is glad, if she enjoys that or if it's, kind of a burden. And she said she likes it. So that's good. I'm glad. Since you don't have a choice, it's better to enjoy it, I suppose.
And if you were, by chance, if you had lived in Colorado instead of where you live, your birthday would be just before the stock show.
Oh, yeah?
Which is the holdover. That's like we go from Christmas to New Year's to the stock show.
Cheryl. Good call, Cheryl. Yeah. Thank you, Chef, for becoming a member. Love it. Thank you to Indy. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you too, Chef. Sorry, go ahead, I'll go.
No, Merry Christmas, Chef. Merry Christmas to everybody. I mean, God bless us, everyone, right?
Right.
Amen.
In the words of the immortal Tiny Tim.
Right. No, I'm sorry.
And not the Tiny Tim with the ukulele, even though the ukulele song was really great by Mr. Super Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry, how do my heart breaks for that.
Right, that's got to be tough every year, Jerry. Much love to you. Big hugs.
Yep,
not the
and
awkward ones, just the big, long, smushy kind.
Much healing. Mm-hmm. And there's no such thing as an awkward hug if you're just like, just stop it and hug.
But
You
some
hear
of
that,
us are
Amir?
really, really awkward with it. I'll go, that's why it's great.
Yeah, and when
I
I've
love
had people
hugs.
that
I'm a hugger for sure.
me too, and when people are kind of awkward, I'm just like, stop it, come here,
We'll do something, TC.
and I squeeze them in, and they're like,
I
okay,
convert the non-huggers. Just it happens. Trust me.
yeah,
Yep. We'll do something TZ. That's usually the first stream I did. Well, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was really my first stream, but maybe the first of my consistent live streams. I'm not sure. But it was a birthday stream. And so it's also, I think, the third year now of me streaming consistently. I don't know.
yeah.
I kind of started, I did some random things before I started streaming regularly. But anyway, so we'll do something. We'll do like a 3-year celebration birthday stream something coming up soon. I've barely gotten past the birthday and into Christmas, so that's around the corner.
Do you know how many you've done?
What was that?
Do you know how many streams you've done?
Nope.
Okay, because
I know we had the 100th,
Yeah.
what are we, like at 110 or something, 115 Indie
Okay.
After Darks or something like that. And then there were a bunch of the Fireside Fellowship Fridays before that. So, nope, I don't know, but a lot.
333.
Probably
Something like that.
Illuminati confirmed.
Right. Merry Christmas rank.
Yeah, but you have great, good
Shamrock.
people. I, you know, it's when I'm sitting here, I can't see the Rumble chat, but I know Rumble loves you as much as YouTube loves you.
Yeah, I love you too. And I'm not as great about following the chat, but I am keeping an eye on things. You guys are hilarious over on Rumble.
Rumble's fun. Rumble has dancing emojis and is very. I think Rumble is more
Inappropriate sometimes, but like in
Well-
hilarious ways.
and also, but also further. There's a further reach across the realm.
Right.
I think you have
I
more
don't know. We
international
have-
people.
We've got a lot of international people in both places, but yeah, there are a lot of people from the UK specifically over in Rumble, that's for sure.
Right, and Australia.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's
But
fun,
over on
and
YouTube too.
I'm glad you branched out to that because
I missed the beginning of that one, Wingnut. I'm not sure I want to go back and look.
then yes, Rumble is
Yeah.
funny, Ophelia.
Yep. Yeah.
Plus, Rumble has the drunk, dancing, tipsy Santa.
Which I can't tell if he's fallen over or if he's drunk.
Maybe both. Who knows?
Right. There's a lot of like little weird Trump emojis and like dancing gifs and yeah, toasting gifs and stuff. It's been pretty funty.
I think
Good
what
to
was
see
that
you. A
dance?
beautiful day, Annie. Much love to you.
The dance that skinny little kid did, and then Katy Perry had him on. And
The floss, isn't that called the floss?
there you go. They've got Trump
Yeah.
I don't know
flossing
where
over
that
there.
even came into my mind from, but there it is.
Shoot, I was flossing before flossing was a thing.
I bet you were. Why?
You know what I mean? I didn't even know what they was. I said, what is that? You know? Just flossing.
I'm my own fan club for the UK, Carl, and Raz, and all you guys.
But it's a great ride. I think people get to unwind, and then you wind them up sometimes with streams, depending on the content, because
Right.
some of the content out there is pretty heavy, and some of
Oh,
the
yeah.
things society's going through is pretty freaking dark, and that's not the time tonight. But it's there's like authenticity with you, of course, and that emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's how I ended up on YouTube, is really trying to ask the questions and figure out what reality is. And, found all these great people along the way who are. You guys crack me up. All these great people along the way who are doing the same thing. And, like I said, I'm so grateful for all of you. And I've learned so much over the last few years from so many of you. Whether it's from prepping or music or, just politics and religion and rabbit holes and everything else. It's been great. It's been great. So I'm glad that we're here together and learning from each other and, trying to just be alongside each other through life, in this weird online world we're all in.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think most of us out here, our analog friends, often don't have the same perspective and can't hear some of the things that we want to talk about.
Right. Yeah, I know that's been true for me, and I think that's why a lot of people have become so involved online, you know. I never thought that I would meet so many people that I have gotten to know so well um, through YouTube, you know what I mean? And now Rumble and a few other platforms here and there. But yeah, it's been a great thing for me, I know, to be able to have so many people that I can talk to about these things when, you know, at different points in time, there weren't a lot of people. And even now, there are more. I have another, you know, a circle of in-person people that I can talk to about these things, you know, just in general without just pissing people off or getting shut down. But, you know, it's a lot different than it was for me, you know, 6 years ago. And it is for a lot of us, I think, you know, after the whole pandemic, things shifted for a lot of us. So I'm really glad. I'm glad that we're all here and that we can support each other like we do.
Well said.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of all the crazy stuff we're figuring out along the way, this first video I'm going to pull up is about Christmas Mandela effects, and I thought this one was kind of fun.
Nice.
We're going to try to keep things kind of light tonight, but, you know, we'll see what people want to talk about. And I'll go ahead and share the link for this. It's just about, I think, like 10 minutes long or so. And here we go.
December is here, so let's get into some Christmas Mandela effects. A Mandela effect is a crazy phenomenon where a group of people have a clear, collective memory of something that apparently never happened. It's a strange phenomenon where some people are always affected, some never affected, and others are somewhere in between. No one really knows why this is, but that's what makes it so fun to talk about. I've got 8 Christmas-themed Mandela effects for you today, so let's get right into it. Starting off today's video is the classic Christmas song, I'll Be Home for Christmas. The lyrics for the song go as follows. I'll be home for Christmas, you can blank on me. What goes in the blank? Is it you can count on me, or is it you can plan on me? If you're like so many of us, you probably said you can count on me, but that is now apparently wrong and has always been wrong. It's you can plan on me. Tell me, is this what you remember? This Mandela effect has blown away everyone, and I mean everyone. So what about the dozens and dozens of versions of this song? Surely one of them says count, right? Well, let's check them out. What about Bing Crosby?
You can plan.
Michael Bublé.
You can plan.
Frank Sinatra.
You can plan.
Elvis.
You can plan.
Dean Martin.
You can plan.
Perry Como.
You can plan.
If the lyric You Can Count on Me exists, which it very well might, it's in none of the classic and well-known versions of this song. So, what happened to it? Why do we all remember this? Let's talk about a line from a scene in the classic Christmas movie Home Alone that apparently never existed. Not in deleted scenes, or in its theatrical release, or its trailer, it just doesn't exist. Here's the scene. The 2 burglars, Marv and Harry, are chasing down Kevin because they're suspicious of him. After an interaction where they almost hit him with their van, the chase concludes at a church where the lines, "Maybe went into the church. I'm not going in there. Me neither," are said. That's how the line goes now. So what's missing? Many people remember one of them saying the line, "That place gives me the creeps," but it's no longer said.
Maybe we're in the church.
I'm not going in there.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
That line doesn't exist anymore in any versions of the movie, but tons of people online remember this. What about you? Let's talk about the Grinch. Every year around this time, I get comments from people telling me to cover this one. So it's finally time to cover it. Let's do it. What is the name of this Christmas book and movie retelling the story of the Grinch? Is it The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? Or is it How the Grinch Stole Christmas? This is one of those that didn't necessarily affect me, but there are so many cases of people online who are affected by this that it can't possibly be ignored. I mean, there are hundreds if not thousands of comments and posts out there from people who remember this differently than it is now. The correct answer is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I want to hear your thoughts on this because so many people remember this differently, and yet all of those people remember it in the exact same way. This is what I find so weird about all of this. Does anyone remember the North Pole? Story-wise, it's where Santa and his workshop reside. It's where the toys are made and where the reindeers like Dunder and Blixen live. This place is located at the northernmost hemisphere of the Earth, just like the South Pole is located on the southernmost hemisphere of the Earth. This northern point lies diametrically opposite to its southern point and is defined directionally as true north. So tell me, what exists in the North Pole? Is it a snowy landmass or a vast ocean? The answer is a vast ocean, the Arctic Ocean to be precise. Obviously, the North Pole doesn't exist as the Christmas story explains it, but there has to be a snowy landmass up there, right? Nope. The North Pole doesn't exist in that sense. Get this, we have known that the North Pole was an ocean as early as the 16th century. So this isn't some new change, it's a fact that we've had for nearly 500 years. These inconsistencies could have spawned from ever-changing ice formations found within the Arctic Sea, or perhaps through changes to this planet's climate, but nonetheless, as of now, there is no North Pole as a landmass, snowy or otherwise. It's just a big open ocean. Pull up a map and look for yourself. So what do you remember? Am I alone in remembering there being a big snowy landmass on the top of our globes growing up? You have to admit, this is going to be weird for those tech-savvy kids growing up when they Google North Pole and they find an ocean. Good luck with that explanation, parents. That's the true scary part of this video. We're looking at the names of Santa's reindeers. As most of you might remember, they go like this: Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and what comes next? Is it Donner and Blitzen, or Dunder and Blixen? The way I have always known them is as Donner and Blitzen, so obviously that can't be right anymore. Their names now are Dunder and Blixen. I'll let that sink in. As always with all Mandela effects, sometimes what you remember has never changed. Other times it's completely different. Some affect everyone, and some affect very few. I say this to help all of those who might be confused. I'm sure some of the people watching this remember Dunder and Blixen, but I guarantee the vast majority of people do not. To us, it's Donner and Blitzen. These 8 reindeer names originated in a poem by Clement C. Moore titled A Visit from St. Nicholas all the way back in 1823. This poem is also known today as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Somehow or another, it seems that every reindeer name has been memorized and recited with perfect clarity over hundreds of years, except for Dunder and Blixen. What do you think about this? Has this always been a mistranslated game of telephone? Or a massive case of misremembering? Or has the Mandela effect made yet another change to our collective history and memory? I can't wait to hear what you have to say below, and for the people with kids out there, get them to name all of Santa's reindeers. I'm super curious to hear what they say. Let us all know in the comments below. Let's actually delve deeper into that poem I mentioned earlier called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It turns out there's actually another Mandela effect hiding inside of that poem. So just like with Smokey Bear, sometimes when things are very closely examined, multiple effects can be discovered. I'm going to read a verse from that poem and I'm going to leave an area blank. I want you to tell me what goes in that blank space. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled for a long winter's nap. What goes in that blank? Is it our brains or is it down? The correct answer is, for some strange reason, our brains. Do you remember that? How does that make you feel? I personally remember, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Is this a case of mass misremembering? Did we all remember this poem incorrectly, or has this changed from what you remember? And is yet another example of the Mandela effect. Let me hear all of your thoughts below. This one is strange, so strange I don't even have an introduction or a thoughtful question to ask you about it. Have you ever heard of an upside-down Christmas tree? Yes or no? So the answer is yes, upside-down Christmas trees are a thing. The upside-down Christmas trees are pine trees or fir trees that are flipped upside down so that the wider base is at the top and the smaller top is pointed downwards. In modern days, this trend caught on when holiday window displays at major stores would put upside-down Christmas trees out so that more ornaments could be seen by the public. This bizarre phenomenon supposedly dates back to 12th century Eastern Europe, where the upside-down Christmas tree was meant to represent the Christian Holy Trinity, somehow. Have any of you ever heard of this now popular and widely known Christmas tradition? Upside-down Christmas trees just seem impractical and silly to me, yet here they are. Do you place your trees like this? Do you know anyone that does? Have you even seen this before? I never have, not once. In all the department stores, all the friends' houses, all the homes I've lived in, I've never heard of this before. Historical Mandela effect changes are the weirdest ones to talk about, because for some people, this is a totally normal thing, and for the rest of us, it's completely unheard of. December is here, and like many, Christmas is on my mind. So let's make a Christmas video. Obviously, decorations and colder weather are a part of the season, but so is Christmas shopping, if you participate in that. I did most of my shopping online, but just to feel nostalgic, I went and visited some physical stores. Now, as I walked around one of these dying ancient retail monuments, I noticed something that really confused me. I heard a classic song playing over the speaker in a department store. Upon hearing the song, I got a little confused.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws.
Up on the housetop? I always thought it was up on the rooftop. So I went and looked it up, and here are the results. Up on the Housetop is a Christmas song by Benjamin Hanby in 1864. Now, if you're like me, you remember it being up on the rooftop. So, did it change? Are there variations of it, or is this an example of the Mandela effect? Well, we're going to get into that, but first a quick and tragic history lesson about Benjamin Hanby. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm in a giving mood, and what's better than an interesting backstory? Benjamin Hanby was born in Rushville, Ohio, to a local bishop by the name of William Hanby, who was involved in the administration of the Underground Railroad. If you don't know what that was, the Underground Railroad in America was a network of people, both black and white, offering aid and shelter to escaped slaves from the South. Benjamin Hanby vehemently opposed slavery, which made it difficult for him to blend into the more conservative fraternity that the church attracted. Not only that, once he took over his father's church, he ran into a lot of trouble, because he had alternative views on church music compared to what was deemed acceptable at the time, as well as how to educate children. Because he failed at keeping his position in numerous churches, Benjamin had trouble providing for his wife and children. There was one point in time where he wrote a song called Darling Nellie Gray, which he sent the manuscript of to a publisher called the Oliver Ditson Company of Boston. He assumed that the song had been rejected until he heard his sister singing it at a recital. It was soon discovered that the Oliver Ditson Company had published the song under Hanby's name, but claimed the copyright for themselves. So Hanby sued the firm, but only won $50, which is about $1,560 today, as well as 12 free copies of sheet music. Benjamin eventually ran a singing school and crafted music for the John Church Music Company, but he still didn't make enough money to take care of his family. When it was all said and done, Benjamin Hanby ultimately crafted and published over 80 songs, but passed away at the young age of 33 from tuberculosis. Like so many great artists throughout history, he wasn't truly recognized during his lifetime. Now that you have the background on Benjamin Hanby, let's get to the bottom of this mystery surrounding his song. Upon doing some research, the first thing I found was an article called Up on the Rooftop on a website called ChristmasHeadquarters.com. Okay, this sounds promising. I mean, ChristmasHeadquarters.com? That sounds pretty official to me. Then I read it. Throughout the article, the writer calls it Up on the Rooftop, but the embedded YouTube video says Up on the Housetop. Huh? How could you not notice that difference? You put the video in your article. The article even says Up on the Rooftop was written by Benjamin Hanby. If you click on his name, it takes you to the Wikipedia page for him, where it says he composed Up on the Housetop. Why does the name keep changing? Was it written to be Housetop, or was it written to be Rooftop? Well, apparently, the original lyrics are as follows.
Up on the house, no delay, no pause. Clatter the steed of Santa Claus. Down throw the chimney, with loads of toys. Ho for the little ones, Christmas joys.
I'm gonna be honest, the shorter version right there, I think that's incredible. I think we should all just sing that instead. Anyway, apparently it wasn't ever Rooftop. And as for Housetop, that's only in the name of the song. In the original lyrics, it only ever says house. So what do you think about all this? Or does it even matter? Is this just the song that changed over time? Just like how people in different parts of the world use different colloquial phrases, such as housetop or rooftop, and because of that, the lyrics changed over time? Or would you attribute this to the Mandela effect? Honestly, for this one, I don't really know. I always grew up singing On the Rooftop, but maybe I was wrong all along. Upon digging further, I found a ton of renditions of this song using housetop, and only a few country versions using rooftop. So make of that as you will. For this next Mandela effect, we are traveling to an island called Svalbard. This Norwegian archipelago is located in the Arctic Ocean way north of Europe. Have you ever heard of this island before? From what I have come to understand during my research, Svalbard is a hotly contested Mandela effect. Numerous people claim that they have never seen or heard of this island before, despite globes, atlases, and world maps being widespread and prevalent in schools across the United States of America. Pulling up pictures of those same globes and world maps and atlases today shows Svalbard sitting right where it belongs, as if it's always been there. I'm not claiming to be an expert on this one, I just think it's very interesting and pretty fascinating that so many people are arguing over this. Have you ever heard of it before? I'm sure there are more than a few of you asking yourself, how is this even related to Christmas? Well, it's pretty simple. It has polar bears, and even Santa Claus's official mailbox. I'm not even joking. Not to mention there's a man named Santa Claus that lives there in an old mine. I'm not joking. Go look it up. I guess what happens in the Arctic Ocean stays in the Arctic Ocean. Frosty the Snowman is a childhood classic to many in the United States. He was a snowman brought to life through magic in a 1950 recording, but became a household name in his 1969 animated film debut. Frosty the Snowman is a memorable character, and if you ask most people, they can describe every detail about him. But miraculously, Frosty is now missing something. So here's what I'd like you to do. Visualize all of the accessories and clothing articles on Frosty the Snowman. Now what do you see? Let's see what we've got. We have a button nose, we have 2 eyes made out of coal, and here is the Mandela effect. Which of these items did he never adorn in the 1969 film? An old silk hat? A corncob pipe? A red scarf? A broom? Frosty the Snowman has an old silk hat, a broom, and a corncob pipe, but has surprisingly never worn a red scarf. Do you remember a red scarf? For some reason, dozens of people online seem to remember Frosty the Snowman wearing a scarf, and most remember it being red. So where did it go? Why do so many people remember this detail that now seemingly doesn't exist? It's really interesting. Even some modern-day Frosty the Snowman publications and media today show him wearing a red scarf. If you compare the past and the present, at some point some artist said, "Oh yeah, of course he has a red scarf," and drew Frosty with a red scarf. Does this prove he used to have a scarf, and that the past has been altered in some slight way? Or is this just a massive case of misremembering an iconic childhood character? I'll leave that for all of you to argue over in the comments below. Oh, and before I leave this topic, check out this funny little detail. Look at what the kids are wearing in Frosty the Snowman. You see anything wrong with this image? Did the creative behind these illustrations grow up in a place without snow? Do they not realize it's cold? These kids are wearing shorts in a blizzard. Anyway. There you have it, 8 Christmas Mandela effects. I hope this year you get everything you want and that you get to spend a bunch of time with the people you love. I have one more video coming out this year, which is my best of 2023. I hope everybody's looking forward to that. I know I am.
All right. So I'm glad so many of you are from the same timeline that I'm from. Those things drive me crazy. I'm with you, Algo, right? And Virginia, it's good to see you. Wingnut, thanks for coming up.
What
Merry
the
Christmas
heck?
to you both.
I've never heard of the upside down Christmas tree thing.
You know, I've heard about that, but it was like not that long ago that I first heard about it, and I've never seen one.
Yeah, like 5 years, and it was in magazines.
Right. Or maybe it was a little longer ago than that. Maybe like 10 years at the most, though.
Yeah, I'm over 50. So.
All right.
Time's different after you're 50. You think it's 2 years and it's been 7. You think it's 5 and it's been 15.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I remember, as a child, I remember the red scarf on Frosty the Snowman.
I do too.
But then I remember when I first realized that he didn't have, or around when I first realized that he didn't have it, because it looked weird, you know? So, I don't know. Yeah, Mary says, are we real? We're the Mandelas, Mary. And much love to you, Mary. I saw you in here earlier. Merry Christmas. Old time. Maybe it's an old-timey thing.
That's a brain breaker thing.
Right?
Well, I think the reindeer, what did they say it was instead of Donner and Blitzen?
Dunder and Mifflin.
Dunder and no, what was it?
Mifflin.
Dunder?
No, not Mifflin. No, that was the joke. Is Dunder?
It was
Mifflin,
still D and B, but it was different.
It was Blitzen. Donner. No, it's Donner and Blitzen is the right way. Blixen. And Dunder and Blixen.
Dunder, yeah.
Whatever. That's not what it is. It's never been though. That's insane.
Blixen?
That's just wrong.
Yeah, that one's still tripping me out. I've never ever heard that.
So if you pull up a version of that song right now from 2024, 25, what is it going to sing?
I think it says Donner and Blitzen. I think it's always said Donner and Blitzen.
According to him, it doesn't.
I don't know.
You know, Dasher and Dancer and Comet and Cupid.
They were
Right,
putting
Ralph?
they were
seems
putting
like it.
LSD in the water system for all our
Oh,
lives. That's what it was.
right, it's the fluoride. Yeah, I mean, I do think that's actually part of it. Blixen, maybe it was Blixen, not Blixen. Yeah, you could be right, Imir. Either way, it's wrong.
Right.
Well, and I
Yeah.
saw in the comments that a couple of people said it was 2016 was their
I
breaking
think we
point.
should. It was what year did you say?
2016?
2016. Yeah, I've heard 2012 from a lot of
2012
people.
would make more sense to me, but
'Cause that's when the Mayan calendar was supposed to end, and everybody was worried about it being the end of the world. When did CERN first come online? Like, when did they first fire up CERN? Does anybody know the
I think
year for that?
officially that was in 2008.
2008.
What they said
Okay.
officially, I believe.
Good to see you, Guardian. Thanks for being here. Dasher. Okay. Donner
And
and
it seems like I
Blitzen.
remember from the Home Alone movie, Joe Pesci's character said, "Yeah, that place gives me the creeps."
yes.
Right.
About the church. It seems I could swear I remember that, you know?
Yeah, I remember that too because I loved church growing up, and I remember that stuck out to me. It's kind of weird that it would be a place that gave him the creeps. That
Why
was
would this
my
scare him?
recollection of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if you're interested, but I
I think
found
so, maybe too, Imir.
I found a version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from Creed from 2024.
Yeah, you want to? Creed might get me an issue on YouTube.
Okay.
If it's a cover, I could do it, but if it's an official thing, I can't.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
I'll just save that for my own little Mandela research.
John says, "What's the difference between Mr. Frosty and Mrs. Frosty?" Snowballs. Good one, John. Yeah. Was that for the reindeer, Tate? He says the other BS sounds like a speech impediment. Yeah.
You know how Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer came about? Did anybody know that one?
Know?
No, it's nothing bad.
Huh, Growl?
Do tell.
It came from I think it was 1939, Montgomery Ward. They were looking for like some character, like some big like slogan, you know, to kind of push their holiday sale. So one of the artists or something came up with this reindeer called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and they put it in the 1939 Christmas edition of the Montgomery Ward catalog, and the rest is history.
Okay.
It took off from there.
Imir says we ate Rudolph. Some
Did
good
y'all
backstrap.
know, by chance, that our lovely little Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas does not actually have a red nose? That the nose that he has in the movie is
Gold.
actually a glowing pumpkin.
Yeah, it's kind of goldish orange.
No, I don't know about that.
We just watched that a
And it
couple
was
days ago.
orange to you? I thought it was
It's like
red.
it's an orangish gold. No, it's an orangish
I always
gold.
thought it was red.
Ruined.
Me too.
Yeah, I always thought it was red.
That can be an issue though. I mean, most of us are watching it obviously on something digital, so it could be an issue of coloring because of that too. You know,
Oh, well.
everybody has like slightly different settings or whatever.
I've got a.
But I always have thought that it was red. I never thought it looked like an orange pumpkin. That's for sure.
That's exactly right. But when you zoom in on it and you look it up, it's actually a pumpkin. Because I always associated him with Rudolph.
Me too.
Which is what they did. Yeah. But no, it looks goldish to me, and the pumpkin makes sense, but it was not red.
Right. I thought it looked red. I've always thought it was red.
But I mean, I said it the other night when we were watching this, and if you guys weren't back there, I mean, having a ghost dog, that would be super cool.
Did you say a ghost off?
Ghost dog.
A ghost dog, like Zero in The Nightmare Before Christmas. Right? Yeah, I remember that too, Garrett. Okay, but the number one, and I heard some people I saw some people over on Rumble talking about this too. The number one Mandela effect for me will always be Berenstein Bears. I know that it was Berenstein Bears. There was like zero doubt in my mind. It was never Berenstain.
How about wine bottles and wineskins?
Oh.
What does that mean?
In the Bible, you mean?
Yeah.
I remember being wine skins. What they say? It's wine bottles now.
If you look in a Bible now, it says wine bottles.
Even in
That's
old old
yes,
Bibles, it
old.
says
I've
that.
got a Bible from my grandmother. It was from 1923, and it says wine bottles. And
That's
that
weird,
blows my mind because like glass was not invented.
Tony says, so who thinks that the whole Mandela effect is a huge psyop? Yeah, it might be, but how are they doing it? That's the part, like the old Bibles, how does that work? Because like I would have never, the only reason I know the term wineskins is from the Bible. When would I have ever heard wineskins any other time in my life? It's from that. So if it's now changed in the old Bibles, like how?
Well, I would venture to say it's probably just differentiations between different versions.
No, every single one of them says wine bottles now.
Time travel.
Which
Maybe.
time travel and Mandela, they're directly connected. I mean, closely connected if you think about it.
Yeah, evident. Was it Mandela effect? I think is evidence of time travel.
It very well could be. I mean, to where you go back and you just rewrite this thing, and then everybody who had a memory, like, what the F?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I do not want a robot dog. Those things are creepy.
So, how about? I mean, did the lion lay down with the lamb, or did the lion lay down with the wolf?
I remember the lion and the lamb for sure.
Yeah, lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up now.
Yeah, and I have, and I think I told this. My in-laws had a Bible that was from the 1800s. I don't remember the exact year, the early 1800s from Norway. And I looked up the verse in that, and it did say the lion and the wolf, which makes no sense. The whole point was that it was the opposites. It was like the predator and the prey that were laying down, together. It was peace,
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense, the lion and the wolf.
Which is why Mandela breaks my brain, and it
right.
It
I
does
remember
lend
Sex and the City too, Growl.
Sex in the City, yeah, Sex and the City. No, Sex in the City. No, Sex and the City. Anyway, but it does lend itself in my mind to Sex in the City.
No, wait, I said it backwards. I remember it originally being Sex in the City, and then they've changed it now, and they're saying it's Sex and the City. Yeah,
and the old copies say Sex and, which is, it lends itself to simulation theory for me in a horrific way.
Right, Growl?
Mm-hmm.
But also lends itself to this being the realm owned by the dark force that can do anything it wants because it's the little season and Satan runs the place right now.
Yeah.
And it can be that simple too, to me. Because I'm a simple guy. So I read Revelation and he let him out of the pit for a little season. And I look around.
Cheryl. Like in the concordance, Cheryl, are you thinking about like where you look for the terms if they have wineskins anywhere in the Bible? That's good idea, good thought.
No, that's good sleuthing. But I mean, if it is, it makes sense if it's a little season, then Mandela is just an after effect to screw us up.
Right.
And if it's a
and
simulation,
then there would be like supernatural changes in the Bible and things like that. A lot of people believe that.
Yeah. And if it's simulation, then it glitched, and that's less like spiritual war, but more just their simulation sucks, which is why everything sucks now. That could be too. I have no idea.
It's kind of like a ripple in a pond, thinking about Mandela or whether or not we're jumping timelines or, like maybe we're jumping ripples in a way. Because I've seen an interesting theory that maybe the world really did end as we know it in 1999. Because 2012 is a pretty popular one. It's almost like every dozen years. Maybe 99 was it, or 13 years later again, and then 13 years later again. I don't know, or maybe the rhythm goes differently in that pond, but perhaps
a lot of those things started kicking off around 99.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the great shutdown, but the great reset.
Yeah.
I was just a kid when all that was happening, and heck, we didn't have no computer or no internet. We had a regular TV, no cable. So I'm like, I asked my mom, what's going to happen to us, But if everybody said the internet's going to shut down, she said, ain't nothing going to happen here. She said the TV might go out.
Puff over on Rumble is saying, yeah, maybe the AI took over on Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why
why
I
Prince
always
said
thought
we
it
need to
was like a reset.
party like it's 1999 because that was the end of the original and the beginning of the new.
And when did that song come out? That was before '99, wasn't it?
Oh, that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the year I graduated high school.
allegedly. Man, yeah, that was in the '80s, and he was talking about party like it's 1999.
Prince was kind of a visionary. Maybe he saw.
Well, he was probably involved. I mean, with the level of success that he had, he was probably in on that whole, the big club that we're not a part of.
He did have some interesting interviews. They're still out there on the internet somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about certain things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going back a little bit in the chat on Rumble, and Sweets points out that Zero's nose has always been a glowing jack-o'-lantern. Oh, this is a quote she's quoting. It's always been a glowing jack-o'-lantern, but many viewers remember it as just a red ball due to the lower quality of older VHS and TV versions, which obscured the pumpkin's carved face. Okay, well, that seems like a legitimate reason.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Even as we view things now, we view things differently, As from like you see something blurry, you can't quite see it, you can't quite understand it. You know what I mean? So just like how we hear things differently, I imagine taste things differently, feel things differently. Of course, we see things differently at different times. You know what I mean?
It's all about perspective. Yeah. All right. Ophelia says that CERN first fired up. Oh no, I lost it, but I think she said it back in 1950s. Yeah, CERN fired up for the first time in 1957.
Yeah, they've been around for a while as far as that entity. Yeah,
I had just heard that recently, that it was much earlier than I thought.
And would that surprise you though?
No, really. It doesn't really surprise me. I mean, I think we've been lied to for centuries, not just decades. And I think there's been long-term plans in play for a very long time. Welcome back, Bonnie. I hope that packing and moving and everything is going well.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to make sense of it as best we can here now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make any flipping sense.
Well, that was the reason why I was saying, me personally, I think, Mandela effect is evidence of time travel, and all the little things that we're seeing, like we're calling Mandela effect, is kind of like the butterfly effect, just ripples. Like you were saying
plug
earlier.
Because we were watching the butterfly effect after a movie called Coherence, which is kind of a similar vibe, at the Backstage Speakeasy on Friday.
What's it called?
Coherence is the first one.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I don't think it was as big of a film. I watched it a little while back, and it's really good, and it kind of ties in with the concept. I don't want to give any spoilers because I hate that.
Yeah.
But it ties in.
You want me to talk about it?
No. Please don't. No, but it ties in with the butterfly effect, so that'll give you, if you have, if you
I have seen the butterfly effect. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that, but it was long enough ago. I mean, I remember obviously it's about the butterfly effect, but I don't remember the details. So I'm excited to watch both of these. And thank you to everybody that came to the Christmas marathon. That was a lot of fun. It started a little earlier and we went just as late, and we watched a lot of really great Christmas classics, including Home Alone and The Grinch and some of these things that, were included.
Did y'all watch Die Hard?
Effect. No, we didn't. We were going to, but we ended up yapping too much at the end, and we didn't watch it.
So you didn't watch Fat Man either?
It's too many.
No, we were trying to pick between Die Hard and Fat Man, and we ended up talking, so we didn't watch it. But we watched a lot of great movies.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, Die Hard is the ultimate Christmas movie. I tell you.
Have you seen
we did decide
Fat Man?
that it is. No, I still have not seen Fat Man.
I don't know. I might have. I can't.
It came out 3 years ago. Mel Gibson.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. No.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
And I can't. This is indie show, but there could be a screening of it after. If anybody instead of just sitting and talking, because I love Die Hard. I saw Die Hard in the movie theater. I was hooked. I've got 2 T-shirts. I've got Nakatomi Plaza.
Sorry, Jerry.
T-shirt, and I've got the one that says "Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun." I love it,
Right,
but I'll
right.
tell you, Fat Man, it's actually the next level up. With no disrespect to Die Hard, it's actually better for a Christmas movie.
Man, that
check it
Die
out.
I
Hard.
don't know about a prophet, Jerry, but he definitely had foresight and he spoke his mind and spoke the truth. George Carlin, we need more like him. I'd say like there are some out there, Jim Brewer. I think he's doing a great job. There are JP. What's his name? JP Sears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
JP Sears.
Spears or
He's funny as hell.
Sears. Yeah. Yeah, but not just funny, but they're using they're kind of using their platform to share the truth. Like George
Right.
Carlin did.
Yeah. And Carlin was smart and funny, and he just saw what was going on in real life. And for Tate, she's den Finster. Dang, how come
Right,
every time I say
Growl.
stuff, it's like dead silence? Anyway,
Growl says, honestly, I think people can handle the truth, and I think people would be more responsible with their money. I think in general, oh, here, there we go. Hey, Growl, thanks for coming up. I hate when people say like we can't handle it, and you can't handle the truth, but you know what I mean. Like they say that it has to be slow rolled out to us because they think that we can't handle it. That's BS.
Well, that
it's
was
all about
the
manipulation.
whole
We
Epstein
can handle
thing.
the
That's why it
truth.
came out. Did you guys see that Epstein release last Friday?
the bullshit.
Yeah, it's still, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's getting highlighted from it, but I'm not seeing
But
anything we didn't already know.
I freaked my coworkers out because, like, here's the best part about corporate life. Like, my boss knows me personally. That's why he hired me. He knows me in personal life, so I ain't no thing. But, like, he knows, you know what I mean? He knows who he hired, and that's the best part is, like, great boss, man. I'll kick ass for him. But he knows where I'm at. So here's what's funny. Like, I just now started watching Asmongold. This is a giant thing. If you guys know who that is or whatever.
It's funny. I just subbed to him recently because of that song I played about Elon Musk, and they talked about him, and I was like, oh, who's that?
My boss's argument. Like, he is like, I'm so old school internet. Like, that shit's funny to me.
I like that.
But
John.
I get why my boss was like, dude, he's just an edgelord and he says stuff for effect. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. But the craziest thing, I blew my boss's brain the other night. I was like, after that release on Friday, so Saturday night, I never thought it blew my boss's brain. I could see him trying to figure out how to make this a problem, and he couldn't. Right? Alga, you got that? I heard you.
I got
like,
that.
dude, I was like, right? Because it's like, hey, man, Algo or Asmongold's funny. He's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr." I watched Young Turks. Anyways, I told my boss, I was like, bro, never in my life did I think I would be watching Asmongold watch Hassan Piker with Ro Khanna and agree with all like, this bullshit.
Right, Amir, I agree. Amir says
so
half-ass release, and I agree. It's not. We're not getting anything really that's new.
Pam Bondi's gotta go.
Maybe
I'm
new
still
to
behind
some,
Trump.
but
Pam Bondi's gotta.
Not those of us who've been paying attention.
We need real content. That's the like.
Well,
do you want to see that, Indy? I don't want to see it, but I want to see it. You know what I mean?
No. I don't. Yeah, I've said this before.
You know what I mean? Like,
hold on,
I
Growl.
don't want to see it,
Growl, hold
but,
on a
like,
second.
hell.
So Bondi talked about this. She when she talked about how, she never said that it was on her desk. She meant the files were on her desk, not the list. Obviously there's not this like neat printed up list of like, these are the Johns who rape children. You know what I mean? There is not going to be a list like that. There's all the evidence that's in the files. But hang on, Growl. Hang on a second. Growl. Hang on a second. So, but what I do think is that, what we need to know is not the information. And she said that. She was like, we can't show all of the video and the footage. Well, nobody wants to see that. I hope nobody decent wants to see that. What we want to know are the names of the people that did these crimes against children and see accountability. And we're not seeing any of that. And I doubt that we will even now.
Like, nobody wants to see child sexual abuse material.
Right.
What we want to see is who's involved. That's it. Quit protecting them.
Right.
And I think honestly, there probably is a list because it's not really hard with the computer to make a list. You just like.
Well, there might be, but it's not going to be
Control
in the FBI, file. It's going to be the people who've compiled it.
Yeah, and they would do something like that from a friend of mine who worked for the NSA, they actually would just nail it down to the small core of the problem, and they would
But
have
they
that,
do
and
have
then
us
they would
by the
branch.
balls, man.
Then they
'Cause
would
it's
branch
like,
back out, and they would say, "Okay, this guy did this, and we can tie it together." But the question that, or the thing that I think from
Right, Garrett, I
watching
noticed that too.
people get sideways about this, do we honestly think the government of pedophiles is going to prosecute the government of pedophiles?
Of course not.
No, never.
Never.
oh, that's
They're
the
not
best
going to
part
hold
about
themselves
working at the
accountable.
FBI.
No.
Oh, we investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. Well, how convenient.
And it's also not just about that aspect of it. That is real, but we're talking about money laundering, drugs, multiple
Right,
CPOs.
and the intel and who was involved from other countries and who owns our politicians because of the blackmail and the people who are supposed to be representing us and how they're being managed.
Here's where it gets tricky and real question. Do you guys truly believe that Noam fucking Chomsky was involved in that? No, I think he just went to dinners and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Just somebody being on a flight log.
I'm not so sure about
and so
that.
that was Trump's thing, right? CQ was like, well, hey, if we do this, a lot of people are going to catch flack for doing that. And it's like, that's right. But, oh my God, it's got to see daylight. Like,
The business
we'll
meetings
deal with the fallout once it sees
they were
daylight.
all over the
like,
world. It's not just about the island. That's part of the psyop aspect of this. There are
Right. Even Epstein had the property in New York. He also had a ranch in Texas, I think it was.
New Mexico.
But there were
Arizona, New Mexico, Four Corners.
New Mexico. New Mexico.
Okay, well anyway, he had multiple properties and that's just under him. I mean, P. Diddy and all of that was very much involved in all of this as well. It wasn't, it's the same kind of thing. And those there were people who was Seville? What was the guy's name?
Jimmy Savile.
Savile,
Jimmy
yeah.
Savile, yeah.
Jimmy Savile.
He's known. That's known. That's like,
these are all known.
see what I'm saying? Like, you're
Prince
not going
Andrew
to
was
catch
involved.
Kevin Spacey again. Like, Kevin Spacey got caught, right? Like,
No, Kevin Spacey got thrown under the bus.
well, I'll go, you're right. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
They served him up.
Fall guys,
They served
the Fall
him
guys
up, yeah.
are already fallen, right? Like,
They served
Ghislaine
him up
Maxwell,
to take the
Jimmy
heat off of other
Savile,
people.
Kevin Spacey, right? Like, it's so high up. It's sick.
Jimmy Savile pedoed
Right. Well said, Karen.
for the crown and the court for like 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the UK, I mean, if you look into the Jimmy Savile story, that is the Jeffrey Epstein of the court.
Dude,
and
it's
Jeffrey
even
Epstein
worse.
is the
Jimmy
Jeffrey Epstein of the
Savile thing
world.
is fucking even worse than that, because that's like Barney level shit. That's like,
Well, that's also
you know what I mean? Like, he did kid
necrophilia
shows
and
stuff.
some other
Yeah, that's
stuff. Yeah.
Wasn't
Well, so hold
Epstein
on.
FBI
People talk about
important?
hold on, Wingnut. People talk about Epstein being fake, and I'm seeing that comment over on Rumble. And I know even Trump made that thing about it being a hoax. I don't think that the entire thing with Epstein was fake. I don't believe that there's a hoax to it. I think, you guys let me know, those of you who are saying that. To me, it seems like the only thing that's fake is like how they were trying to frame, and I don't mean frame as in how they were trying to put it so that Trump was the one that was like the one that was the most involved or whatever, when there's all these other people that were. I honestly don't think that Trump probably was involved in the way that people are trying to portray it.
Like, you think
he was
Noam
friends.
Chomsky- that's what I'm
right.
saying,
He
like,
was
around
he was
it.
friends with all of them, and he was and very much involved with all of them for decades. But when it comes to it, I don't think that he's in those files because of him going to Epstein Island or being involved with the youth. Although maybe he was. I don't know that he wasn't either.
Right.
But anyway, I don't know I don't understand what people mean when they say it's fake. I don't think that it's fake. I think that he was very much the hub of a lot of different things. I've heard some things recently about how Ghislaine was actually like his handler, and she was really more of the one that was the brains behind it all.
You know
and,
her family, right? The
right,
Maxwell family?
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why
she's richer than Epstein. Epstein got rich because of
right.
her
Well,
family.
Epstein was given wealth through Wexner.
And so exactly, he's a made
right.
man. You know what made man is in mob speak?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And so it wasn't really him that he was, maybe that's what people mean by he was fake. But yeah, you guys let me know. I'm curious.
He wasn't rich at all. He owned nothing.
So this is a tangent, but I went through because Indy, you're like, I just don't think I don't either, but my favorite declassified CIA document is Operation Midnight Climax. Our government owned a brothel
Right, Tate?
in San Francisco. They admit to it. I can send you, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah, many
declassified. They
brothels.
owned a brothel. And I'm with you guys. I'm totally optimistic, but it's like knowing that they're capable of that. Well, fucking A, they're capable of anything.
You guys know, what Epstein and Christmas lights have in common, right?
Do tell.
They don't hang themselves.
They
Yeah,
don't
right.
hang
That's a
themselves.
good one. Yeah.
And I got to tell you something.
And maybe that's because he is a scapegoat in a way too. Maybe that's what people mean by it's fake. I just don't understand when people say, like Trump saying it's a hoax or others saying it's fake.
Intelligence operations, they're so nefarious. Like, he was an op. He was an operator.
Yeah, he was an operator, and
yeah, I heard he was an informant. That's what I mean, but I couldn't.
And we also heard Trump was an informant, allegedly.
Right.
I think one thing we can say for sure is that there's more than one Epstein in this world.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
A bunch we don't know about.
Is the scapegoat. There's so many operators.
Well, he got sloppy.
Fruit. Yep.
He got sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
His ego got the better of him.
I remember hearing about that next. Yeah.
He made plays in public he shouldn't have, and they jammed him up, and then they obviously let him go when they caught him in 2009. He should have been fucking hung, and the whole thing should have been shut down in 2009. But he got off, and they kept going. And for me, this is the spiritual warfare dark little season thing where we have people in charge of things who can harvest energy from souls who are innocent and by legal standards a minor, which is ugly, and then even younger. And the rest of us are trying to pay our bills and trying to stay alive, and we only have so much time and energy for this. And I think if there were like 1,000 of us who had enough money to not have to work, we could just go take them all out.
I don't even think we need the money, man, but you're right. It's the frustration. It's like, why did I play by the rules to find out that nobody is?
Right, exactly.
That's the insult. That's the I don't get it. Yeah, money.
That's the slap in the face.
It's over. The jig is up. You know what I mean? I'll go like.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face, right?
Because we're decent people too, though. I mean, what are the rules you're going to break that they broke, Raul? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to break their moral laws that they want to break or that they've broken. So I'll go ahead and keep living by my moral code. But, I think the problem is the lack of accountability. And it's, again, because they're not going to hold themselves accountable. And the people that were targeted are the people who are in positions of power.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm with you, Indy. Same thing. I'm not going to go, do this because apparently it's okay. That is the slap in the face. Like Alco said, like, wait, what?
I do. Bonnie, ever since, I remember when Trump was first told that she was getting prosecuted, he said he wished her well. And I remember how that struck me as like an odd thing to say. And that was his first reaction to finding out that Maxwell was going to be sentenced,
She's gonna flip. That's what they want. She'll have a cushy. She'll be in jail. She'll get a cushy Fed club.
Well, they've
fed,
already put her in a lesser security prison, and remember what Epstein was in? He was in that the first time he was convicted. He was in he got to basically choose his sentencing, and he was in a release where he was able to go. It was like 6 days a week or 6 nights a week for 12 hours. He had to be he had to sleep there basically, and he was on work release
that's why he has so much in common with Christmas lights.
Right.
Like, dude, how do you have that much freedom and you like, nope, hate it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
So Indy, that's what I was telling Algo. So Ro Khanna, you guys know who Ro Khanna is. I'm not a fan, but that's like, I can't believe I was agreeing with, but he is on this, he's on the thing with Thomas Massey and all that. And he said it. He was like,
I agree, Bonnie.
What did he have a problem with? But it was that he was just like, it wasn't even Epstein. It's like, who the hell's funding him? Right? Like, it's so pernicious. It's so high up.
I don't think that Trump is a time traveler, Puff. I don't agree with that. I think that's just more like trying to give him more power than he actually has. And I know all the ties to his father with Tesla and like all those theories, but I just don't believe if time travel is really a thing, then what hope is there in any of it? You know what I mean? Because we don't have access to that. So
Well, but not.
I just can't believe it.
I agree with you, Indy, but consider like these people want to live forever. You realize that immortality
Right,
is
but
not on
that's
the
different.
table. Yeah.
Okay, well, have you guys seen Altered Carbon? I really think like that, and that's not just the only time when they present it like that. I really think what they think of as like immortality is going to be their conscience being put in an AI
Yeah,
in some
it's
kind of
about like,
transhuman
like your
robot
body will die, but we can just
human
upload
merge.
your consciousness to it's still immortality. Like that is not
Not
off the
really.
table.
No, I don't believe that that's
It
immortality because
makes
it's
my
no longer
mom
a soul.
super uncomfortable. She's like, "Oh no, the world's all nice and gravy." And I'm like, "You realize these people don't want to die."
Right, exactly, Tate. They're all covering up for their country club cronies. Yeah, but it's a weird juxtaposition because in all those clubs, they all have blackmail on each other, and that's the kind of bond that they have. They have each other's backs because they all have dirt on each other, and they know that others have dirt on them.
And
Which
we
is
all
disgusting.
suffer for their
Yeah.
stupid frat club.
Right.
Well, I got to tell you, Indy, one thing that I this is another thing I really enjoy about what you do when you stream is that you're going to have a nice little Christmas show.
Right.
And here we are.
Can't help it.
No, and that's exactly right, because the authenticity of what you've learned and what you see and what you're willing to share with people, you're on YouTube and you're allowing people to talk
Garrett, I've been
about
seeing
this.
that. I think so too. Yeah, well, because this is what, this is how so many of us came to be, here and connected. Merry Christmas, David.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
And that's that.
Algo, and
that
I
just
feel
goes
the
to your
warmth. We're talking about dark stuff, but the warmth, that's why. Like, hey, we can't
Well, we've said we have to laugh through it. You know what I mean? Some
That's
people
it.
think
We
that's
can't
like a
lose
dark
our
sense
humor.
of humor,
Yeah,
but
if we lose our humor,
Gallows
what else are you going to
humor.
do?
It's gallows humor. I worked with EMTs and
Right.
police at the racetrack, and when we had some incidents where people lost their lives, unfortunately, while racing, the comedy that the EMTs would bring forth would shock people who couldn't understand that gallows humor is a coping mechanism.
Right. So we're all going to be in great shape when shit hits the fan because
no
we've been
kidding,
talking
we're going
about
to be
this for
yucking it up.
years.
Yep.
We're like, oh, it's finally here. Cool. Let's roll.
Well, that's my personal danger. I'm getting there, and I don't want to. And I hang out here tonight. It's like I'm so apathetic. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my, like whatever. Right at this point, that's a problem.
Oh, you're
No,
not. You're not apathetic. You're not.
You know I'm not, but like
because you
just
jump in and you're
towing the line, Algo. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't do that. We should turn, tuck tail, and run. Like apathy is scary shit.
Well, here's the joke on them. As far as my own beliefs, we're all immortal. We all live forever. We're not done when this life ends. And I know where I'm going to be spending eternity, and I'm pretty sure I know where they're going to be spending an eternity, and we
Where
win.
the bad folks go when they die.
Right.
They go to a lake of fire and fry.
and they think this is the only thing, and it's really sad.
Right.
And that is it. I love that you said that, Indy. It's like
Good to
we
see you,
are. Like
Wayne.
I think a lot of us here are, believe in that, and same thing. It's like this ain't it. This ain't it. This is suffering. It's supposed to be. It sucks, but we're here. We got to deal with it.
Right.
But yeah, the
And it doesn't really
the
suck.
immortality they are chasing is physical, where we all are just immortal out of the box.
Yes, which is
Right.
retarded
That's
on
a
their
good
part.
point. They're not chasing a spiritual immortality. It doesn't matter to them if they're damned. The people, when we bring up Epstein, eugenics gets left out a lot, but that is a part of what they are doing also.
Yep.
Is growing human organs, is DNA shit with CRISPR and genetics. And if you don't think they've been cloning humans for decades, wake up. And
Yep.
there's
Right.
plenty
Or
of
chimeras for that matter.
Yes.
Yep.
Animals. 20 years ago, we started splicing pig DNA, a minimum of 20. I just saw something about it yesterday. So it was based on something 20 years ago where they were growing human hearts.
Lucy,
mostly
I was
using pigs
in the
because
fifth
that's a
grade.
close
Lucy, they
match.
cloned a sheep.
Yeah,
Dolly.
Dolly.
It was Dolly, and it was
probably
in
another
1999.
step beyond
Yeah. Was it 99 or 89?
99.
99 Dolly the sheep.
96? Yeah, I was going to say it was 96 or 99.
Okay.
with Dolly.
I was in high school.
Well, what they're doing now is growing, the ones who live a long time, they're growing their own organs in these chimeras, in the, in these creatures that have been spliced with generations of human DNA, and that makes it so it's less likely their body will reject it and whatever. But there's a lot of little anecdotes from Epstein himself and others. Look at Elon Musk. He's got damn near 20 kids. Epstein was doing the same thing.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Ranch. He wanted to spread his own DNA, a superior race, as we have heard for thousands of years.
It's immortality. They want to live forever. Yeah.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't trust. That's why I don't trust that ancestry.com thing, because I think they're searching for certain types of
yeah, they are
genetic material.
Don't give them your stuff. Hey, Venusian refugee, have you seen the movie The Island?
Yes.
Great movie.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, we watched that backstage.
That's exactly what that's. I mean, that's the same process, right?
Was that Weenut or What Life? Sorry, buds, but yeah. It's just like, hey, we have
The island of Dr.
nuclear
Monroe.
power plants again. You guys realize this? They're going to turn on nuclear power plants because we need it for the data centers, and they will still tell you to buy oil.
Which is fine, but I mean,
Which is fine, but quit pretending that we don't have access to way more better energy.
Well, okay, but what's better energy?
Dude, the Nimitz-class submarine has unlimited range for 25 years. They admit this.
Okay, so nuclear is good.
The reactor on board. So the best one, Algo, is a thorium reactor. You know what your byproducts are of a thorium reactor? Helium-4, which we need for microchip processing, and salt. And everybody loves salt.
Okay, so that would be the Star Trek
Joe.
version, but I think the best energy would be from the ether that we probably had during
Totally.
the 1,000-year
Yeah.
reign
Yep.
when
No, right,
Tartaria was
Jerry.
built.
Yep.
Jerry
Well,
pointed
that's
out
it. At the end
Lucy.
of the day,
Lucy was the
energy is
ape.
turning up.
Lucy was the ape that they tried to tell us we were from. Dolly was the sheep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a great point. Who said that?
Jerry.
Yeah, good job, Jerry. Because that's 100% true.
Yeah, that was when I was in middle school. That's why I was like, CQ wasn't wrong. She was like, they've been gone. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I heard about that was like 9. Exactly. It was Dolly. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, since
And that's
most of
the
them
thing.
obviously are
Everybody said,
adults now.
no,
It's the-
don't do that. You think they stopped? They haven't stopped. It's been 20
Oh no, they've advanced on that technology since then.
It's better. Yeah.
Yeah, and Karen had mentioned in Rumble that there was a plasma scientist that was murdered, 42 years old, I believe. And there's speculation that he and his crew had figured out that if you put plasma in a certain state, it gives unlimited abundant electricity, akin to what we think of if we look at Tartaria or we look at pre-mud flood, people who know that stuff. That was what he was working on, and they gunned him down.
Nailed it. Nikola Tesla died a poor, drunk old man.
Yeah.
He also just
Ed Lee Scallion, look
he
at
gets
what
to
happened to
power
him.
up and get free energy, and they're like, gotta shut that down.
Okay, so if we know this stuff though, we all know all the stuff, and we see what they're doing. What is our best strategy moving forward?
Beat them to a perpetual motion machine.
We have to
engineering.
we definitely have to
like
think
rabbit.
about 3 or 4 moves ahead of them instead of being on a defensive mode. You know what I mean? If I was to relate it to a chess game, that's the way to beat the game is you have to think 3, 4, maybe 5 moves ahead. And if we're always in a defensive mode, we're not thinking ahead.
True. And if we're behind, which
Right,
we probably
I'm
are,
And the
I
flock
think-
cameras. And the ring cameras. And
I put a video in the back chat for your flock cameras. That's something interesting too.
I'll
If you
check
guys,
that out. Thanks.
yeah.
I think one of the first ways is streams like this where people can get information that they may or may not know. And it's kind of preaching to the choir on everybody on the panel, but not everybody who's listening knows these things or has heard of these things and can research them for themselves and figure it out. And if humanity can get to that same page where it's like, okay, our authorities are not our authorities, they're bullshit. Secondly, our government is not truthful and authentic, they're bullshit. History is probably bullshit. We need to forge this ourselves. I do believe that men and women in this realm will grab hands together and say, okay, let's fix it.
Yeah, there's a lot of when going gets tough, the tough get going. That's
no, you're right. And I think that's why we're all here, because we're all looking at this thing saying, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. 1 Minuten bitte.
Right. Ophelia, that's the problem. Nothing online since they own these comms, and that's part of why we talk backstage. But I mean, it's still probably all documented. Everything we do is digital. Most of us don't have landlines, unless you're meeting in person and all devices are out of where you are, then there's not a lot of ways to really make sure. And, I've said this before, and I think many of us have made this call over the years, if not back when I did. When I started to decide if I was going to pursue building communities online and trying to network in with people and all of this, I was like, well, do I want to be on the list or not? And I said yes, because I made that decision consciously. And I think a lot of us have at this point, because in my mind, use our voice while we can, go down swinging, everything is already being documented. If they get to have the data centers that they're currently building, and they already have all the cameras that have been put in since COVID, we saw when we were all under, in our homes for the most part. It wasn't actually technically locked down for most of us, but during that time, that's when all these cameras started going up. And they've never stopped putting them up. Now we're seeing them all over the place. And that's the surveillance state that's coming in. The Ring cameras, I played the video a couple weeks ago where it's much worse than I even realized that it was, where it's all tied into mesh systems with the tile, locators, and we're being geo-tracked all the time. Our data is being collected all the time.
Yeah.
We are already on all the lists. So
that's why
that ship has sailed.
That video in the back chat. That's why I sent you.
Yeah, and I'll watch it, but I'm sure I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen the same info.
You all heard me say before, like, it's not a brag, but you all are all on a list because of me, because of who my dad is, and it's not a brag. I'm like, my dad.
But we're already on the list. Is my point. Every single person here.
He's got a chip on the
okay, but remember during the Patriot Act, I remember a lot of people saying then, like, well, it doesn't matter because they're not tracking me. I'm not a criminal. They're not going to be tracking my information. Well, now there are people saying the same thing about digital ID and digital currency and data centers and everything else. They're like, yeah, but I'm not doing anything wrong. So why does it matter if they're tracking me? I'm not hearing as many people saying that, but it's still that same mindset that people have. And that's the problem because, remember during all of the censorship and everything of pandemic, there were parents who were being called domestic terrorists because they disagreed with the mainstream narrative that was being pushed through the unions in their schools.
But no, Snooks is right. She's like, we were on a list before, Growl. You were. I'm just saying, like, it's not. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not a brag. It's not anything. But if you don't think your government does due diligence,
which goes
like
back
my
to
dad got a clearance. You don't think they looked into his kids and all known associates? They sure as shit did.
No, fair enough.
Making my own damn list.
And whether it's anything or anything, it's just like, dude, I'm a known entity, right? My dad's a known entity. I'm a known entity, and sorry, friends.
Which appreciate that, but before we get to know you,
get some lead paint, you guys. Lead paint. That's the way we need to go.
Before we get to know you, Growl, if you had a YouTube channel before 2020, you're a known quantity.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's why it's not a brag.
Right? You're another vector. You are another vector of connection. You've become another vector of connection.
Right, Moose.
Well, yeah, Algo, what do they prefer? They want you to be on DraftKings, bro, and watching, The Bachelor.
And doing some OnlyFans and doing
Everyone
some
in here is
spending your
not
money there.
doing
Yeah.
that. We're on a list for damn sure. And then exactly, there are plenty of people in here with brass. It's like, oh, you don't think we are known? Yeah.
No, of course. So if we go back to the basics of the beginning, when YouTube was bought by Alphabet, which is owned by 2009. I think they were bought by Alphabet.
Got closed around then. Yeah, they
2007, smartphone came out, YouTube came out. 2009, it was bought by Alphabet, which is owned by DARPA. If you had an account there, you were into the government database. In 16, when they started getting rid of Richie from Boston and some of these people, if you had a YouTube channel and you ever got a strike for misinformation or a copyright strike, you went into a subcategory list.
The blacklist. It really
yeah. So from 2020,
I don't put myself out there publicly. I do like this, but I don't have a channel. But I watch people.
Okay, hang on a second. My point is, all of our data is being gathered. Everything is being gathered. No, hold on, Growl. Hold on. So it doesn't matter that if they're looking for criminal or whatever they consider criminal activity or anything. All of our data is being collected, and it's going to be so that when they have keywords they want to look for, when they have things they want to ping, they'll go back over all of that data. So they're going to be looking for things. It's not going to be from here forward or from when they build their data centers forward. It's all of it already. It's everything we've had online the entire time we've been online. It's all
not only that.
I want to offer. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, not only that, it's like I can't remember the word for it, but it's like changing people's behavior by everybody knowing that they're being watched. All right, when
they brag about that.
When people know they're being watched, they tend to not do certain things, and they're and they make it out to like, well, this is what criminals are not going to break in a car if they know there's a camera watching the car, that kind of thing. They're going to say that, but there's also other things, like for instance, like like in that video I was talking about, it made the point. It was like, for instance, like there's somebody like a grown-up walking into a regular park with some swing sets. Nobody's around. He looks around. Nobody's watching. So he gets on the swing set just to have that moment of childhood, and stuff. But if he knew he was being watched, he probably wouldn't get on that swing set.
No, I get on the swing set. What, are you going to arrest me for swinging?
No, it's just that some people wouldn't feel comfortable getting on a swing set, being an adult, getting on a swing set and sitting there just enjoying yourself and having that moment of childhood, if they knew they were being watched.
Not words in your mouth, but were you looking for high trust society? Is that what you were looking for? Because that's what Japan has without our surveillance state.
Okay, but they're already taking it to a totally different level where they're already putting it out there where they're saying they're going to use things like our body temperature and reading our brain waves, looking at your vision when you're at work to see if your eyes are averted and you're not actually focused on your task. Right. I mean, they're looking at taking it to levels way beyond, just a surveillance of a camera.
And Growl, before you talk about Japan being a high trust society, go over and watch James Corbett for a little while about Japan.
I did watch it.
Yeah,
it's behavior modification.
And I wasn't trying to say watched better, but I think that's what Wingnut was getting at is like, dude, we did, right? Like there was a point in America where you could like leave your car unlocked and it wouldn't get stolen, right?
Before you were born, before I was born,
like that's yeah.
No, before I was
but that
born.
was because of a moral code that we all shared. It wasn't because we were being surveilled.
So that's what's been corrupted. It's not like it's not there, I guess is what I'm getting at. Like the high trust society still exists, just everyone's so paranoid, right?
With
but
good
is it
reason.
Paranoia? Is it paranoia at this point?
But
I call it common sense.
Stabbed, yeah.
I call it common sense. The one thing though, when I think about that, if you got a medical misinformation strike from 2020 beyond, you're on that list. If you got a community guideline strike on YouTube, you're who is owned by Alphabet, who is owned by DARPA, you are in the database. There's no, so people that like anything, and I understand like millennials and Z's who are coming into this place, they're new to this and they don't realize that. But if YouTube gave you a medical information strike, believe me, everything you touch digitally, they understand. Because you were going against the COVID operation.
From here on out, you're flagged. Yep.
Yeah, you were going against the COVID operation.
Doesn't matter what you say. They'll let some things through. They'll let other, but you're flagged, right?
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Like, hey, why? Like, you're curated. You are now a museum piece. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. And so I think that if we're going to be realistic about our path forward, for me, decoupling from their systems is the only option that gives us any chance at liberty. And liberty and freedom are two different things. Liberty is having freedom under a system of laws that benefits everybody. Freedom is going to be anarchy that a lot of people are not going to be able to handle.
You're right, but we need the freedom to whole out reject their system. That's freedom, and then yes, it will fall into a nice life. But yeah, like there's.
And we were told we had liberty before, and I think maybe this country did after Andrew Jackson killed the central bank, up until they instituted the Federal Reserve System. And then we had World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf Wars.
What's your favorite Andrew Jackson quote, if you got one?
I don't have any quotes from him.
I don't either. Well, actually, no. So, for you, sirs, are a den of thieves and snakes.
Well, yeah, which is why he did not renew the charter.
My favorite is Abraham Lincoln, because they bullied him into, well, you got to fund this war, right?
But he did it, so he's kind of a punk.
No, he did, but he did say the best quote. He was like, "If I accept this deal, I have sinned for 10,000 men."
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like, that's heady, man. Like, he knew what he was doing. He's like, dude, if I do this, it's not on me, Abraham Lincoln. I have literally just screwed 10,000 men.
Right, Ophelia?
And
Karen, I agree. Moral degradation.
I don't think it's
okay. Hold on, Growl. So Puff says, just stop buying new stuff too. No one's gonna steal old items. I agree with that. That's a good way to do it. Using cash. Hold on, Growl. Using cash instead of, using digital. I agree. That's a good thing to do. Learn and pass down skills. Agreed, Karen. I'm just trying to include some of the people here from Rumble because they're throwing out some great ideas. Real world schools, skills that save books. Yeah, absolutely. These are all great ideas.
Rumble's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. Not to say that YouTube isn't, but there's some pretty smart people in Rumble.
And that's why they can't stand it, and I love it.
Yeah, and then, obviously not complying. Don't toe the line when they tell us to. If they could try to do something else like they did with the pandemic, don't wear the masks. Don't support the companies that are requiring that, or whatever the next hoop is to jump through.
The only thing is, I know that they've got the
shortcut. Don't take the shortcut to go, bypass the TSA and all of that or whatever by getting the digital ID at the airports. Take the long routes, plan a little extra time, pay the $50, whatever it is in cash that you have to do.
Right, which pisses them off.
To still not comply. Right.
They hate taking those Federal Reserve notes.
Don't use the social platforms that are requiring, to prove that you're not a bot. You have to use facial recognition or a fingerprint. Don't use them anymore. Find something.
And that's coming soon. You're right, Indy. That's coming
happening.
Soon. And I think the people that are good, like, okay, I'll just do it. Fine, whatever. Make your choice. Stay away from if Discord ever requires me to have a facial rec or give my ID, fuck them.
I think Cash App does that. I think you have to do that.
I don't have Cash App.
No way.
If they do, they probably do.
I haven't had to do that. No, I haven't had to do that with Cash App.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's not Cash App.
And Jerry's right. We need real money, which is sound money, which is non-Federal Reserve, non-1971 Nixon taking us off the gold standard. And it's historical truth. People don't like it because it's boring, but we're in a situation, I
Good,
think, as
Puff.
we're moving
Exactly, me
forward
neither.
to where if we're not conscious of these things of the past, then we're gonna get mowed over.
Dude, if gold hits $5,000 an ounce, everything was made the fuck up.
They're probably harvested for organ
AP
trail.
Morgan said next year $497 an ounce.
Yeah.
$4,970 an ounce. If gold hits $5,000 an ounce, it was all bullshit.
Lauren makes a good point and that we need to remember there are way more of us than them. For now, the bottom 98%, you know? So
Which
we
is
need to
true,
make sure our
Lauren.
voices are being heard. And, you know, and some of that, you know, people always say vote locally, you know, act locally. And that is effective in some places and others not so much because we've already been fully overthrown, in my opinion.
Like your place and my place.
Yeah, like the West Coast
Oregon,
and Colorado,
California,
Illinois,
Colorado.
New York.
Can I present
Colorado.
am I the
Thank
asshole
you.
that happened to me this week? I had the most I'm dealing with today. It just stopped a couple hours ago. You guys want to hear the most stupid bullshit you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah, sure.
So I got a Subaru back in 2012. Barack Obama was still president.
Benjamin,
And
good
my
to see
mom
you.
was
Much
a
love and Merry
co-signer.
Christmas.
I was a kid. I'll speed this thing up. But so anyways, fast forward to like last month. I still have that car. It's been paid off since 2015. I trade that car in for $2,000. I give the dude 27,000. I give him a pile of loot. And now I got this car back in October. So we're in December now. You guys want to know what I'm dealing with right now? I have State Farm calling me, telling me to release the title. I have
I think we all know,
O'Meara
Bonnie.
Ford up in fucking Thornton. I'll go, you know where I'm talking.
I know where you're talking.
Hey, man, we just don't know what to do. And I was like, I called them and I told them to release it. And then State Farm's calling me and going, hey, man, you got to release this. I'm like, why do you, dude? So I asked him, why do you have a title on a car that's been paid off for 7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, it got real uncomfortable. And I was like, this is not my problem. Indy, the dude goes, that I traded the car into. He goes, dude, why are you being so hostile? And I'm like, I'm not being hostile, man.
I just don't owe you
This ain't
anything.
my problem. I can program you a website. I don't know
Not
how
hostile.
titles and loans work. That's your job.
Right.
But
Love it,
Yeah.
Karen.
this car's been paid off. And they're coming at me like, hey, man, we really need to solve this problem. And I'm pissing them off all week. We don't need to do anything.
Because I don't have a problem.
Right? Algo, so paid off the car 2016.
My title's clean.
They're calling me and they go,
Love you back,
hey,
Benjamin.
you got to call State Farm to release this title.
It's like, nope, I don't. Because it's in my hand.
Sounds
So-
like it's between you and State Farm, man. I don't have possession of the car. I signed over the title to you. It's not my fault they kept a lien on it well past when they... This is what we're up against, is what I'm saying. It's just
It
like,
is. No, you're not wrong. And I think that the
brain rot
bureaucracies,
bullshit today.
the bureaucracies that we deal with, if we have to deal with these things, we have to be patient, more patient than them. We have to be more kind than them because these bureaucracies are mindless entities that are soulless and they're going to try to suck everything out of us.
He is.
And
He's
we-
trying to get in my morals. The dude who sold me the car is like a 27-year-old. I'm like, hell yeah, man. Get a commission. You know what I mean? I'm a good guy. But he's like, man, just work with me. Dude, we shook hands. We traded cars. End of deal, bro. Like the
Game
rest,
over,
get your
yeah.
job, bro. That car's...
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just ridiculous. Dude, they admitted to it. They're like, well, sometimes it didn't get filed and the DMV... Sounds like a you problem. I don't work for you guys. Figure it out.
Welcome to 2025.
And that's, it's just been infuriating.
And I could say everybody on panel and everybody in chat has experienced that with even doing a refund of a product you bought, taking it back to the store, and it's convoluted and crazy and it doesn't make sense. And they're like, well, we can't do this. And then you get a supervisor and like, yeah, that's fine. 2025 has been the year where the wheels came off of the system. There is no rule of law. DC is lawless. Our things they're trying to do with the bills. That so Massey and his buddy, I can't remember the guy's name, but they passed a bill that says you have to release all the Epstein things on December 19th, and none of it happened.
Yep.
Well, some of it did, but not all of it.
They're in violation. They already violated the act. Yep.
They're in violation of law, and Pam Bondi and all those people, and it's like, okay, well, this is 2025, so whatever. And I kind of feel like we're sitting in the verge of idiocracy, and they live all at the same time.
All right, I want to hear from some other people up on panels. So like Wattlife, CQ, V, Wingnut. I haven't heard from you guys in a bit.
I do
What
too.
are some things? What are some things that are on your minds about either things that you see coming, or what they're distracting us from, or things that we should be doing to try to break away from the system? Or let me know if you're sleeping.
Growl brought up earlier having a choice about, like, even though we know all social media and internet is DARPA, you still have to hit agree. You still have to comply in that sense. And we kind of had a choice in a way. The thing that gets me coming up now is that we are not going to have a choice. The way that they're weaving the golden dome around us, the mesh network that's going to pick up, they're going to read us by our breath, by our body heat, by our Wi-Fi signals being interrupted. They already can map where you're walking in your house by your Wi-Fi signal. That's where all of a sudden now we don't have that like we're not complying to that. They're going to do it anyway. And so, man, as far as solutions, I think participation, obviously staying out as much as you can. But the problem is, how tight are they going to weave this net? Because let's say person A doesn't sign up for any of this and lives off grid, no power, nothing, just 100% off grid. If you have a neighbor within a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, what's the size of that going to be? You're still going to be picked up just for existing, just from body heat, just from
CQ,
whatever wonderful
right. And maybe we're not going to maybe we're not going to get quite to that point yet where, I don't think we're quite there where we're going to get picked up, for something yet. But I do see what you're saying, V, and I think that's the direction things are headed. Mm-hmm. So at this point, though, what do we do to try to prepare so that we're either we don't get to that point, we don't allow it to get to that point, or that we are ready when it does get to that point?
I don't think there's anything we can do. Something that Trump put in the bill recently was that no state for 10 years, he took away states' powers for 10 years to develop and implement this AI. Now, when he gets out, maybe that will be reversed by the next guy, but I doubt it. If they put in J.D. Vance, who is very much in bed with Peter Thiel, that's not going to stop. That is what is coming that we can't stop. Nothing can stop what is coming. That's what it is.
Right.
So I don't know, Indy. I don't have an answer.
Yeah. I think that's why we keep meeting and talking like this, right? Because we don't have like the definitive answer. We have some steps. I think it's good that we're talking about some steps along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What and CQ?
In Virginia, what you were saying, Virginia, actually is what they call the Internet of Bodies. Actually, it's our bodies put off an electrical field.
Internet of Things.
Well, it's the Internet of Bodies. This is another aspect of it also, because our bodies put off an electrical field. That's another way of tracking and also all that stuff. Because the whole thing is supposed to be it's all part of the neural network of the AI or
no, wait, no, you got
lack of better
did
words.
this shit for Solaire, which is Hitachi Corp, right? Fortune 500, but it was that IoT, Internet of Things.
I understand the Internet of Things. I'm just saying there's another aspect of it. It's called the Internet of Bodies.
Yeah, no, you're on it, but it's everything has a RFID in it.
No.
And here's what I'm saying. Like, you're getting to the human aspect, but it's already done.
That's what we're doing now, Bonnie. Coming together.
So Solaire sells like compressors and metal stamps and all this heavy machinery, and they all have chips in them to tell you when they need service.
You're not going to need a
oil change. That's the Internet of Things.
your breath doesn't get a chip. Like, we're not even going to need the chip anymore. It's obsolete. The RFID is obsolete technology at this point.
But they're already doing it.
Yeah, they are.
My
Right, like
brother
Ophelia
literally
says,
does
they
it.
use our biofields for this system.
But yeah, my
right.
brother wakes up and tell me what his watch says about his life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give it. Oh, I got a good night's sleep because the watch said so. Okay, bud.
Right. I mean, and remember,
that's kind of
I
what I
think
was
we have to remember too that there is this whole, operation or project. I think it's Project Stargate that, came into effect the second day of Trump's administration, where, now he's been meeting with Teal and Gates and all of these people who we know are nefarious and have. So we know that both sides are working against us. All sides are working against us. So, it's part of what we can and we can't talk about here online like this.
I don't
Some
think
of the
they
things
are.
that
I
probably
think
need to be
Taiwan is
done.
screwed. China wants Taiwan. That's why we're.
You don't think that both sides of our government are working against we the people, Grell?
I agree with you. If you want to get into weird stuff, if you want to get into like the.
I don't think it's
Club of
weird stuff. I'm
Rome and
talking about the things
300
they put openly out there. They're
Well,
looking at
no,
us all
so
wearing
here's
wearables
my-
within four. Hold on, they're talking about us wearing wearables within the next, what was it, 3 years or 4 years? That RFK, and that was RFK that said
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're building the data centers. They're already talking about trying to roll out digital ID in different ways for different internet access. I mean, it's the different apps at this point. It's not for all of it, but look at the UK and what they're doing in other countries. I mean, they're definitely rolling this out globally.
And this is a weird, just optimism. Like I'm with you guys. There's a lot of negatives. Like trying to come on, we gotta smile about something. So, Indy for sure. I mean, we're screwed.
I'm not saying we're screwed. I think that we
silver
need to be, but we need to be realistic about what's happening. I'm not going to bury my head in the sand like I did before 6 years ago when I didn't know better. I know better now. I'm not going to go back to that. That's a false reality anyway. The reality is that these are the things that are coming down the line. So I think we need to be realistic in what our expectations are. And is it a little daunting? Yeah, it can be.
Right.
But,
See,
I think somebody said over here on Rumble.
Conspiracy theory, the craziest one. There's the Club of Rome, the 300 original families, the 13, like we're talking Rothschilds and all that, right? Like, so apparently, accordingly, allegedly, Trump gained favor. So there's this weird ass conspiracy that 13 families rule
Which
over
are
the
usually
world.
true.
It's a nice odd number, right? Just like we would have on the Supreme Court, or just like you would have for anything else. So it's an odd number on purpose. But so the 13 original families, the craziest conspiracy theory ever is like Trump was not supposed to win, clearly, right? They did everything like to beat him. Like, oh, Russian collusion, grab him by the butt, right? They did everything, and he still won. And so the craziest conspiracy is if the original 13 families is a thing, if the Club of Rome is a thing, Donald Trump gained the favor of the 9, and the others can't touch him after that.
and not so crazy, but
right,
he didn't actually win.
Pull, yeah,
right?
And they play ball.
No, but yeah, they play ball, but it didn't actually win. I mean, if a person
he earned the favor of the majority of the 13 families
because he's the best.
But what difference does that
Yeah.
make? What difference does that make to us? Either way, they're all moving the same direction.
Exactly, Indy.
But
yeah,
Indy, it goes to these 13 families. Like I said, this is the craziest conspiracy theory, and I'll be done. Like
That's not, to me, it doesn't sound crazy at all. This is what most of us are accept as reality.
Burn, and half of them want to see humanity survive. According to this theory, Donald Trump won the favor of the people who go, yeah, let's not turn everyone into lizards, right?
And
so
yet
that's
we
why he's
have
not
the injections that were experimental that just rolled out. Our birth rates are falling completely under repopulation levels all across the globe. I mean, how much did they really win? Yeah. I don't buy into
You guys
that.
ever think China would be upside down on birth rates? They're upside down
So is America and Japan. And
So everywhere. Yeah.
everywhere.
You ever think China would be upside down? That blew my.
I mean, they had a one-child policy for a really long time, and they killed off a lot of their population allegedly in Minecraft during COVID. So yes,
Yeah, and they ended up.
they're eugenicists. They're the blueprint for what they want to do globally. Look at the Uyghurs. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
And so to me, that kind of leads to a place where Agenda 2030 is an actual thing they think. This place is really being run by demonic control. And Agenda 2030 and the little season is like real for me. So if I see
Right, John.
a story about a thing, whatever it is, it always falls into Agenda 2030 and it falls into the little season. And it makes it easy for me to look at and say, okay, so they want to eradicate humanity in this realm. And I can see evidence of that left, right, and center. And it does make me feel blessed that I am still here and this strong. And it makes me feel blessed that I get to know you guys and everybody who's
Welcome
here.
back, Convict.
All the people in Rumble and YouTube and Indy's Place. I feel blessed that I get to have this time with you, because what they want for my future is nothing good. And my fellow Americans and my fellow humans have not got their shit together in a place to combat it. And it's a little bit disheartening, but I understand why. And I'm not mad. I'm not angry about it. It's just like, we're going to go down with the ship, but I'm going down with really good people.
Don't have our best interests in mind, and it's disheartening when people
It's
believe
not just that they don't have our best interests in mind. They actively are working to depopulate.
They want to kill
planets.
us. And they want to kill us, Grau.
People believe them. People go, oh yeah, this is the best course of action. No, turn back now, please.
Okay, so our first starting point can be don't believe them anymore. And then go from there.
Well established. Right. Well established. Don't believe your history. Right. I mean, do you guys believe history?
That's why they had to erase the Georgia Guidestones. That's why they had to erase the Georgia Guidestones, because they didn't want that evidence laying around.
Well, is it that, or is it they actually accomplished their mission?
I'll go. I want to believe history. I believe that people believe in history. It's fucked up. You know what I want to believe in history. I want to believe we're all here for a good reason. I want to believe
you are here for a good reason.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Wingnut, I mean, did they just demolish the Georgia Guidestones because they'd already accomplished it? They set out their goals. They put that up in 1989, I think.
Yeah.
And they put all the languages and 500 million. And then the things they did from there forward, maybe when they accomplished
that's what I want to know. What was in the time capsule at the Guidestones that was supposed to be there that they said wasn't? I want to know what that, to me, you know what I think it was? I think it's like the break glass in case of emergency. That's kind of what I think was probably like something they needed to get to at that time.
I hope it was, Indy, because that means it's good for our side, but I kind of
No, I don't think that's not what I meant. I wish I thought that, but no, I think it's on their side. I think it was like they had it there and saved, and it was like a, maybe somebody from our side, so to speak, got it, but I don't think so. I think they took it down themselves.
They've been doing that kind of thing for a long time. There's a lot of stuff that they hide in government buildings, walls. Right. You know, I mean, like for instance,
the structures themselves.
Sure. Yeah, they'll hide paperwork or whatever that I don't know why they just don't destroy it, but they end up hiding it for some reason. They're buried inside walls and stuff like that of government buildings and stuff.
And they're kind of retarded, Wingnut. And I do think that when they took them down, in their mind, they'd have already accomplished their goal, because the COVID operation was going to deplete the population to the levels they wanted on the Guidestones over a long period of time, because we're not having babies. You can't breed. They inoculated.
It is interesting, though. It's like the communist Islamists are the ones that are actually outbreeding us. Their population are growing all the
Yeah,
time.
2-to-1. Yeah, in ridiculous amounts. Yeah.
Well,
And
you know,
that's
you said
when,
have they already achieved it? No, I don't think they technically have yet because like Tate's saying it'll need to get down to under 1 billion. It said around 500 million on the guidestones, and we're definitely not anywhere close to that yet. But is it going to get to that point because of the effects of the jabs and the
Yeah.
problems with fertility with the jabs and also with all of, you know, the poisons in our water, our air, our food,
that's right,
our
Indy.
medicines?
That's
Yeah.
where I
I'll
think
go
that's why they
correct,
took
and
him
I hate it.
down.
Like, did they accomplish their goal? We won't see it, but did they do it?
I kind
Well,
of
and
think
I
they
think
did.
I think that we're well on the way. But then, if that's the case, then is it just them scrabbling over the remains, basically? I mean, and I think that's how I kind of see it.
It
If
could
they're
be
not
that
all
too.
totally working in lockstep together, then I think all they're doing is really like, you know, trying to see who's going to vie for what positions in the new world order. You know?
Right, patting each other on the ass and trying to backstab the other
Well, no,
son of a bitches.
Indy's right. Like, there's a coalition forming. Who's on board and who isn't, right? And
Yeah, well, the ones who aren't are the ones who are getting suicided and Epsteined and
there's your
you know, look at different
Thomas
presidents that were
Matthew,
taken
Michael
out.
Hastings, and
Well,
Come on,
different
Bill
presidents
Gates.
of different countries, because I'm talking globally, you know, that were taken
Yeah.
out who didn't, you know, push vaccines in their countries, who died
Colombia.
suddenly.
Listen,
Yeah,
the real
Nigeria, there were a lot.
the machine, the actual machine, right? And like, not to make it a Pink
Exactly,
Floyd
Bonnie.
thing. It was a great cover tonight, but that's why they sang those songs. You think these people just wrote these songs because they thought it would be funny?
Merry Christmas, Cherry. Good night.
Good night,
It
Cherry.
was like hearing Scotty Butters tonight too, and
That
it's
was
just
the
like,
world,
dude,
John.
these songs are super on the nose.
Well, that's why, you know, part of why we do the backstage speakeasy, you know, obviously, because they tell us all these things. These are very long-term plans. And part of it is maybe there were some warnings, you know, like the movie Early Warning. It was literally called that from 1981. But some of them were probably just their way of desensitizing us and predictive programming, you know. And also it's like I think it's like a sick joke between themselves. You know,
No, I'm with you.
put it in our
totally
faces.
on predictive programming. Desensitization. It's not like it's nefarious as shit.
Love you, Jerry.
It's
Merry
it's
Christmas.
But
also
it's not brainwashing. It's just getting you accustomed to horrors.
I think
Like,
it's also
absolute horrific shit.
it's a form of plausible deniability too. You know, it's like, oh, that's not true. That was a movie. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah. It builds in an excuse for people who don't
Yep.
want to face it as reality.
Exactly.
Wildlife and CQ, I haven't heard much from you guys yet. What are your thoughts? If you're still with us.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot there.
I bet we have a snoring lot.
I like that. Mary says my suggestion to all this is to eat the dessert first. And I
Yeah.
think there's something really to that. You know what? I mean, first of all, I do think there's more to like the whole frequencies and vibration than most of us realized, or that I'll speak for myself, than I ever realized until more recently. And there's something to that. If we're enjoying life and we've got that frequency of love and joy, then that just fucks up their whole system. So, you know, let's stick with that. Enjoy your life. If that's eating dessert, if that's loving on your kids, if that's, you know, getting outside in nature, if that's being alone and reading books, whatever it is for you that like brings you joy, let's make sure we're including that in our day-to-day lives, you know?
Agreed.
Can't lose our humor.
Well, the other thing with the guidestones is maybe their plans changed. Another option is that it was true vandalism and just happens to be something for us to chew on.
Probably.
If it was
No,
true
that was that
vandalism, they would have
notion, right,
busted the
dude?
guy
Somebody
that
might
did
have
it.
just blown it up. Yeah, somebody might have just broke it. Who cares, right?
If that was
What
true,
did
if it
you
was
say,
just
Wingnut?
if it was true vandalism, they would have busted the guy. They did it
Right.
off the bat. But no, I mean that supposedly whoever did it is still at large. You know, nobody's
Good for you,
ever
Gordian.
caught or charged for the blowing it up. You know,
Right.
it was an inside job, in my opinion.
Right. Puff says it has an interesting idea. What if they made the population so high so we don't know the population's gone till it's too late? What if it's already close to 500 million? I think there can be some legitimacy to that. I don't think that we could possibly be down to those low of numbers quite yet. But I do think, for how many years have they been telling us that there's these billions of people in China, and then there's people on the ground there going, wait, where are all the people? Because they're not seeing them,
The numbers
It's very
don't
hard to
matter.
know.
Are there really 8 billion people? It doesn't, why isn't the Yukon full then?
Right.
If-
Well, okay, and
if
remember
there
like
are
the
so many
videos I've
people-
played. Right. Remember the video. I mean, there's tons of land that's not untouched. But
so much
remember the
land out
videos that
there,
I've played in the past that showed the AI that was being, kids in the 50s and 60s that were being told that the algorithms, these brilliant algorithms were telling them that in the year 2000, the world was going to be so stacked full of people, we'd be on top of each other, and it would be all the issues they're still pushing now. So I do think that there is a huge amount of propaganda that goes into us thinking that there's this many people on this planet and that we're somehow overrun. A lot of people think that we are like a parasite on this earth, that in my opinion is
what
total
debunks
BS.
that, the Tartaria thing. Civilization has only built civilization on top of civilization. There ain't nobody in the Yukon because nobody's ever lived there. We all live in LA. We all still live
There's
around
tons
the
of undeveloped
Mediterranean.
land.
The only cities that exist are the only cities that have ever existed, right? Like nobody's gone into the middle of the bush and built a city to this day.
Right.
But you don't
Probably
even
true,
have to
but
talk about the middle of the bush. I mean, you can fly over the United States and see a ton of undeveloped land, and look at Alaska. You know what I mean? Just Alaska alone,
Well, the best way to hide a secret too is create it into like a state park or some kind of tourist attraction
There
too.
you go.
Like
There you go,
there's stuff that they were hiding under Lake Mead before it was Lake Mead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Sweet says, I've heard we could fit all the people in the world inside the state of Texas. Right?
I don't know, man. There's a shitload of people in Pakistan.
So my other favorite.
Are there though, or is that just what we're being told? I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. What are the actual numbers? Because it benefits. Hold on, Growl. It benefits them. Growl, you're just like constantly talking over everyone. but it kind of it would fit their agenda to make us believe that the numbers of population are much higher than they actually are. So yeah, something to consider.
Gives you more to fear.
Right.
Others.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I think they've been pushing that through, even through just saying the AI says this, if you think of the early computing as the AI, they've been telling that same story to people and to children who we know they like to indoctrinate first since the 50s.
I don't know, man. It's it seems like they're stacked on top of each other in India and stuff like that. They're,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
more
is
in
it,
India than Pakistan, Raz?
Is it fair to say that the vast majority of the information that people get is probably a mind virus not true?
Yeah.
Bonnie says Texas is full.
And Texas is clearly not full.
No, but she's just joking.
Florida is full. We're closing. We're not taking applications any longer.
And I wish Colorado would have been full in about 1990 because then we'd still be a red state. But
we should never legalize weed.
The vast majority of the information that we get, whether it's through the MSM or even through Alex Jones or through all these people, it's not true. It's mostly bullshit. And we can verify that. I mean, drive across country, drive from state to state. There's nobody there. There's nobody out there.
But it meets their agenda to make us think that there are way more.
Completely. Right. And if I go to New York City, I'm going to see a shitload of people. But if I go to upstate New York, there's nobody there either.
And that's what I wanted to, Tate was on it as the other funniest conspiracy theory is there is no proof that Seattle was ever built. It was just there. Like,
Right, that's true.
Well, yeah,
and
you go
it's
back and
dumb.
yeah,
That's
go back
dumb.
and
You guys know it's dumb, but like now go look for it. Go be like, let me see
Like a
Seattle.
lot of the old
1850.
buildings,
There's
right?
no
There's no
buildings. There's
blueprints.
nothing out there, and all of a sudden there's just a
Right.
city.
And that's not just Seattle. That's a lot of major cities that have the older style buildings that,
all
people
the
think are
major
from
cities.
Tartaria. Yeah, they don't have blueprints, even though it was
And
past the
that's
time where they should have
there's no
blueprints
proof how
for
these
those
cities
buildings.
got built.
And
I
the
love
crazy
that.
thing,
I think
Growl,
people built them actually.
crazy thing, Growl, is if you look at Seattle, that was supposed to be after Manifest Destiny going west.
Bro, that is
Right?
the goal, right? That was it. Get out there, Lewis and Clark, right? Find
So
the
the
other ocean.
eastern
John.
cities, we could accept that they were
Welcome back,
big,
convict.
but you come back out west and you look at mountain towns that had these amazing structures like Telluride and they had these amazing structures well before we were supposed to be going west.
Survive
Wow,
a
Moose,
snow
that's
load, man.
wild.
20 feet, 20 inches, right? Last week, yeah.
Yeah, so I just think we're at this place where, for me, the relationships I've made with people that, like you guys, Growl, V, Indy, Tate, Wildlife, the CQ, who did I miss? These things are actual real, and the rest of the shit they're telling us is not. And it feels kind of like Ready Player One to me. If you guys have ever seen that movie,
Great reference. Yep.
to where I can be a real person, but if I'm in their thing, then I'm in this freaking game that means nothing.
Well,
and if I give my energy to that, then
Or
that's on me.
or the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games,
there's
yeah, Hunger
tons.
Games is a great reference. And Trump came out and they had the USA Games for the 250th nonsense, to where we're going to get one man, one boy, and one girl from every state, and we're going to put them in the USA Games. I mean, that's insane. Have you seen that clip, Indy?
May the odds be ever in their favor.
What clip is it, Algo?
Where Trump said we're going to have the USA Games and we're going to have one man and one woman, or one boy and one girl from every state, and they're going to compete in the USA Games for the.
No, is that a new thing?
You haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that was like 3 days ago.
No.
Yeah, go
Okay,
on
interesting.
this. And
So
I'll
is this
shut
like
up,
a
but I'll
new
go to
new
your point.
Olympics or something? Yeah. What's the point? Is this for the 250th anniversary or
Yeah,
I mean
that's what it's for.
birthday, whatever? Huh.
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it's
in
kind of
LA,
cool, but is
right?
it to the death? I mean, where are we taking this?
What are the games?
Right? What do they win?
I
Yeah.
don't think
Brand new TV.
I don't think
Right.
anyone in here is
More
going
surveillance.
to lead us astray. Like, we're all on the same team. Like, that's my favorite part, Algo, is like, I'll bullshit and joke around, but like never lie. You know what I mean? This group of people, it's like no one here is gonna like lie to you. You know what I mean?
Right, Ophelia? That's what I'm saying. I've been saying ever since I heard about this wall, this wall that we're building, this prison around our country, that it's a coliseum. They are building a huge Hunger Games arena. Just like in Rome, they are building a huge coliseum for them to sit back and watch. And now it's going to all be televised. And it's going to be just like the Hunger Games, where they're going to sit back and watch us take each other out.
It's
Battle to
not
the
only
death.
gonna be televised, Indy. People will bet on it.
Right.
Or
They
like-
already are. They
Or like
already
the
are.
movie, or
Holy
like the
cow,
movie
sorry.
Running Man.
New topic. Do you guys know how pernicious gambling is right now? It's crazy.
Right.
They got kids gambling on Labubu loot boxes. Like,
Oh,
I
what do
don't
they
know what I
not?
get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's gambling.
Keep
I
your
don't know
kids
what I get.
offline and out of schools. I mean, really, like,
They got teens and 20-year-olds gambling on sports, and guess what? CNN just partnered with Kalashi, which is a predictive market gambling. So now you can gamble on the news. Like, it's all gambling. That's it. I work at tech. It's all gambling, bro. They gamified fucking everything.
right, Ophelia? Are you not entertained?
It is gamified and it is monetized. They monetized everything.
Yeah. Okay, is this Algo? Is this just the clip about what he's saying about the
It
sports
is.
thing? Okay,
Yeah.
here, let's pull that up. Go ahead.
To give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen for America's 250th anniversary on July 4th next year. Already, we've had big celebrations to commemorate the 250th birthdays of the Army, the Navy, and the United States Marines, but there is much, much more to come. We're going to have a good time. As we ring in 2026, Americans across the nation will see the iconic Washington Monument illuminated with festive birthday lights to honor the start of this historic anniversary year. Then from June 25th to July 10th of next year, we will host the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, featuring pavilions from all 50 states, highlighting breathtaking innovations and celebrating America's exceptional history and culture. Frankly, you'll never see anything like it, and you'll never see anything like it again. In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. You're not going to see that. You'll see everything but that. As I first announced in 2020, we will build the National Garden of America.
That's enough.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
ridiculous.
We'll see how it plays out.
And if you go back to watch the Hunger Games, he's like one. They said one young man and one young woman from every province.
Right.
How young?
From every district.
Young man?
Every district.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm telling you, I called this back during his first term.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is probably just setting up. I don't think it's actually going to be to the death, and it's going to be the Hunger Games in that arena. But I think it's just setting it up for what's to come. I really do. I think that it just makes sense when we know what their agenda is, which is depopulation and control. Yeah. For us, they want us to take each other out. They don't, they don't want one big unifying event that's going to make us all turn on them. They want us to turn on each other. Everything is divide and conquer.
Yeah.
The purge. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
I do think, though, a stream like yours is going to get people to say, wait a minute. Am I still buying into their nonsense? Or is there a place where I'm going to link with my neighbor and my neighbor's neighbor and my neighbor's cousin and Billy Bob from down the street, and we're going to say, you know what?
Kate.
This thing they made called the Constitution actually mattered for a while, and it would be a better way to live. And now that I have no prospects, no food, my dollar's worth nothing, are we going to just go with their flow, or are we going to say no thank you? And it will come at a high cost.
The average home cost.
Yeah, too bad Rage Against the Machine is the machine now.
Yeah, I know.
Average home cost. 3 beds, too bad. $490K.
Yeah, well, and tomorrow night, a shameless plug, Indy. Sorry, V. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna a shameless plug tomorrow night, Indy, on my Rumble stream. There, I've got like 3 breakdowns of the economy in a way that people haven't seen before, and it's important to know where we're at and where we're going. And so I'm going to do that on my Rumble stream tomorrow.
I got to tune in that. I know you'll do it right. Like 2% off of 100% up ain't nothing.
It's not. Sorry, V, go ahead.
Well, you said a second ago, wait, sorry, let me scroll back. He looks AI. And then Mary said, supposedly the real Trump will make an appearance then. Okay, so kind of combining those thoughts. That did kind of look like AI. It almost looked like satire.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that's something that I think they'll use in Epstein file blackmail is, oh, it's deep fake, it's AI, whatever. But sometimes I see some of these people and I'm like, is this satire for real? Is this satire? Because there was an aspect of that video that it's like the way his face was moving and whatever wasn't even the real dude.
Right.
And that's the thing, well, I never remember the quote, but what is the quote about? Like once they'll have won, basically once we have to question everything we think or see.
Yeah, when
we can't believe anything.
When everything they think is fake, then we know we have won.
Right.
That's why
Allegory of the cave, Plato's allegory of the cave.
That's why I have an opinion about the Mandela effect being a reality and is using time travel to do it. and some of that stuff is actually, it's to confuse us, keep us confused, keep us questioning our, the reality and stuff, because everything has been shown at us has been a fake, and it's all been manipulated or altered.
Or are they on our side, Wingnut, to where the time travelers have altered things in a place to where they can make us wake up to the reality? That's something I thought a long time ago, that the time travelers who altered this Mandela are doing it so we can say, "Oh fuck,
that
wait a
ties
minute."
in too closely with QAnon to me. That's the whole. It had to be this way because this is the only way they can slow roll out the information, and it's all,
Trust the
it's
plan.
right. Trust the plan. It's devolution, de-evolution, whatever, of the country and the globe, and
could be,
restructuring. Yeah, maybe it could be. It could be. I mean, we're definitely headed towards something new, or something different, if not new. Maybe it's
different
what's new
for
is
sure.
old,
I
but
kind of
different.
think though, the people that have been Mandela affected are generally people who are on the side of liberty and freedom.
Yeah,
and they're not on the side of totalitarian or the blue hairs or whatever. And so I kind of think that if a person did have the ability to go back in time and offer these things, it's like trying to get us to pay attention. Look, wake up, dipshit. Here
I don't
is
know
the
why
thing.
that happened.
Exactly.
Why is the man?
It's
It was
ancient,
so
in my opinion.
disruptive. You took something so low level, so background noise.
Berenstain Bears. A
And you
little
Well, no, like I
changed
said,
it,
I
and
think
it
that.
Well, hang on.
messed
I want to read
people
this
up.
comment
They're
from
they're
Ophelia over
like,
on Rumble.
no.
So Ophelia and Merry Christmas, Shelley. Ophelia says, I think it may be AI changing things. So the question I have is, how long has AI been here? And that's something that I've talked about before. I think that AI, it kind of goes in with the whole ideas of the mud floods and the resets and all of that. And even like hieroglyphs and all of that. I think that AI has been around for a very long time, because AI, artificial intelligence, is the mockery. It's the synthetic version of the actual intelligence that is us.
Amen.
That is
Yeah.
human knowledge. It's the
100%.
mockery of creation with something that's being created by another source. It's a mimicking of it.
I agree 100%. And I think we woke up to this and were born into this thing. And I agree with you, Indy. AI has probably been here for about like 2,000 years, and we have no clue. And
Or, okay, so Miss Puff Puff says, or we woke it back up. And I think that was by design too. I think, like, I can never remember the name of him, but there's these cylinders that are ancient. And they say that AI was just able to decipher, what are they called, Growl?
Dead Sea Scrolls?
No, they're stone, and they're like these cylinders.
Stone cylinders in Egypt.
Yeah, maybe the cuneiform, that might be it. But anyway, whatever they are, they are ancient, and they're these cylindrical things, and they never were able to translate them until now. They've used AI, and they're saying that the AI is able to interpret it, and it's revealing all these truths. Well, I think that's because the AI left that before, or people, or whatever, they're slaves or people or giant, whoever left it before. It doesn't really matter. So that it wouldn't be, nothing would be able to access that information until we had AI built up to the point again where it could.
Agreed.
It's like the AI communicating with itself over centuries.
And probably have this. Sorry.
Right, like a time capsule. Is that what you said, V?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and probably how this realm was run.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I've read the scriptures. I do love the Jesus. But when I look at this place is not friendly to us.
Interesting thought too, Raz.
This whole place is anti-us. It wants to kill us and
I don't
not
take
make
it so
us
hostile. I hear you.
Oh shit, dude! I do. I think this place wants to kill us every second.
No, I think you're completely. This place. What do you mean by this place? I'm like,
this realm.
By God,
this realm wants to kill us all the time.
Okay, so Raz says, or is it all the Wizard of Oz, and AI isn't real? AI isn't real, and it's just the controllers behind the curtain.
It's not.
So I think it could go both ways. It could go either way, I should say, not both.
AI is the curtain.
Right? Yeah, this is
fair
Devil's
point.
World.
How did AI doesn't know anything until we told it to read Reddit, and then
are you sure?
Okay, well, yeah, in a sense, I would say that behind the curtain is Lucifer, It's good
Yeah.
versus evil. So it's evil. I mean, whatever name you want to give it, it's evil is behind the curtain.
Indy,
That's
you won't
what's
get in
controlling
trouble
this
for
world.
playing that video I linked. That's like, but anyways, you guys like, dude, people are concerned, and what's funny is like AI is going
Right, John?
somewhere that we don't know what's happening anymore. And that video, that's it gets into Lovecraftian stuff, but it's like, dude, holy cow! Like
Interesting
ChatGPT is
stuff.
just the mask. Just talk to the LLM. Just talk to the large language model. It says the most unhinged fucking
Hang on a second,
bullshit
Growl.
you'll ever hear.
All right. I see somebody backstage, but it's not a name that I recognize. If you want to put in the private chat, if I know you by another name on YouTube or on Rumble, or else if that is your name, if you want to say something in the YouTube chat, then we can check out your channel. Yeah, sorry. But unless I know you or somebody can vouch for you, then you can't come up on panel. But we'd love to get to know you. So come hang out in the chat and we can get to know you. You can come up another time.
Dude, I hate calling women dude, but Indy, that is one thing I respect
Yeah, I
about
don't like
you so
being
much.
called dude.
No, I'm sorry I called you that, but one thing I
It's all
respect
right.
about
My
that
niece calls me bra, so
is that you're like willing to say, okay,
Settle
look,
down, Mary.
if you can,
damn it, Ringnut.
if you can hang out for a bit and share yourself
good call,
with us
John.
and be authentic, then join up. No, it's great.
All
But
right.
I will tell you guys, I think the AI, probably from my perspective, the AI
Exactly, I'm here.
control mechanism is what is responsible for the Mandela effect that we saw in the Christmas video. I mean, some of
Look at
those things,
tiny hands, Bunny.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty nice.
some of those things in that Christmas video are undeniable.
Yeah, right.
And people don't know what to do with that. They're like, "Holy shit, what do I do with
So
that?"
algo and data, dude, it's so spidered out, dude. It's got fingers and everything. Like, yep,
Yeah, exactly.
yep.
But
It's so spidered out. Yeah,
but it didn't just
That's where
start
it's at.
last year. It didn't just start 5 years ago. It didn't just start 10 years ago. It started before all of us got here. And
it's always been a goal, right? It
yeah,
truly has.
and the
Like,
eugenicists
it has.
the eugenicists have corralled it in a place to where they can use it to their advantage.
And I agree. Like, it's always been a goal, and it could be used for really good things, or it could be used for really bad things. It could be used to
Has it
like
ever
find
been
new
used for good?
proteins to cure cancer. You know what they use it for? They use it for creating fake videos about Ted Cruz. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Has it ever been used for good?
AI? Are you asking if AI has ever
Yeah,
been
has
used for
it
good?
ever been used to
it's
cure
so
cancer? Has it ever
kidding.
been used for good?
Watch
No, it has
that
not.
video I posted. You won't get in trouble. It's short and sweet, and it's like what actual dev engineer, like the shit that's going on is so we don't know.
I'm going to save those. We don't have a lot of time. I'm going to save
that's
videos
the
for next
monster
week
in
because I know
AI.
there's a lot of
it's
this we want to talk about.
the mask. When you ask Chat GPT, hey, what should I have for lunch?
to
It's
see you,
being
dude.
nice. You ever just ask Chat GPT without any of those filters? Like, hey, what do you think? It says the most crazy shit ever.
Yeah, really quickly, Lily, they did change it, and apparently they're going to keep working this way. So it uses your handle, your @ name. You can change your @ name. Yours is easy because it's still your name. But some people have their @ name as a totally different handle than their username or whatever. So you can change those pretty easily in YouTube, and apparently it's going to keep going that direction. And the idea is that I guess for it is that you can look up people's channels that way and also tell if somebody's faking somebody else's channel as long as you know their handle. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, carry on. Dee, it's good to see you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, you're good. But
Carry on. How do you carry on from a AI dystopian reality from 2,000 years ago, probably,
well, I
into a
think
place where we are trying to be men and women?
Take care,
and living
convict. Have a great
honest
night and a Merry
this place.
Christmas.
it is.
It's crazy, dude.
It's like, dude, the underlying
Separate
LLMs
ourselves from the
are
computer.
terrifying. It is alien to us because the craziest thing in that video AI does not think like humans. It doesn't have.
Of course
Right,
not.
we have our neural pathways, and we go, "Oh yeah, I remember strawberries because I
And
had."
our neural pathways limit us from things.
Yeah, dude.
And
You see
that
what I'm
does
saying?
not.
Like,
Yeah.
it ain't got any of that, bro.
No, I gotcha.
It makes connections between things that we would never make connections between, right?
Well, okay, I think one of the things we need to do is not use AI. Don't every time you're using AI, you're
100%.
training AI. So
Yeah.
don't give
Correct,
in
yep.
to the chats with AI. Don't use it as a search engine. Don't, convenience is how they get us most of the time, or curiosity. So step away from the AI. Don't use it as much as possible.
Oh, Indy.
Which
I
is
actually
not at
have
all.
a
You don't have
slave.
to
It's
use it.
not a human. Like, slavery's back. I have a slave. I tell this AI, I'm like, hey, make up a spider for the Fangorn forest. And it goes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're wrong. That sucks. Make a better spider. And it does it.
Okay,
But
so
then you're
you're still
training it.
using
You're
it.
training it to get it better.
it's a nail gun versus a hammer. It's a better tool. I'm not using it for nefarious.
Yeah, Carl, don't feed the demon. Exactly.
Yeah, and I would say, Growl, I appreciate where you're coming from your technical perspective and your engineering background. But if you use it, it's probably not good for you.
I'm not. You can right now. I mean, yes, there's probably some AI involved in, there's in the data they're collecting on us. They're probably using AI, but I'm not using AI.
Yeah.
I'm not using AI to generate things. I'm not using AI to search
Well,
things.
that's
I'm
it.
not.
I only use it every day, and I have to
I'm not
correct it
using it at
all
all.
the time. I use it as a productivity
I don't
tool.
have
Like,
anything on AI
hey,
turned on my phone. I have it all turned
I
off
hear you. Yep.
that I
I don't
can.
do any
Anything
of
I
that. That's
have a
what I'm
choice
saying. In
with, I'm
very
not using.
limited interactions, I do use it. And then
Okay.
same thing, I have to correct it all the time because also I put guardrails around it. I said, "Here's your job, dude." The fact
Well,
that people are using
it's using
AI for
us.
therapists,
It's using
that's
us, right?
dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
We
You're right,
know
V.
it's already on YouTube. We know it's in anything through Google Chrome, or all the
Truthfully,
articles.
the most support I have for anything AI is sharing AI music generated by a handful of people I know that I love that
Her
use it, and I share some of their songs. That is the most
And
I
I don't
use
wanna call
AI
you
for
out, Andy, but
anything.
right, like, you use it, so, like, it's not that
No, I
bad. It's not
don't.
all
I do
bad.
not directly use AI at all, is what I'm saying. I do
Right.
not. No,
But
I
you can
don't.
I'm
but
not
you
trying
can
to call you out, but,
appreciate.
like,
No. Hang on,
I can
Growl.
support the people who appreciate using it. I don't feel like I'm furthering the use of it by sharing it. And I always say that it is AI when I do share something that's made with AI. I
Because
do that
they
to support the
spend
people I care about, not to support AI.
a lot of time writing lyrics and then trying to make the AI envision their song. I mean, that's hard to do. If you go make an AI song, good luck. It's really hard. And
It
Buzz Gino and the Bear work
it's
But
hard
also
it's
to
not
hard
make
to,
that.
nearly
like,
okay. I
get a
agree to some
drummer.
extent, but it's not as hard as learning to play the instruments, learning to put together the music and
No,
create
it
it
is
without
not.
the
It is
AI.
not. You're
And
right.
I like that it enables some people to be able to create and get their creativity out and create songs, take that shortcut, but it is still a shortcut. And I don't think that it's nearly as much effort to create a song with AI as it is to make it, the standard way, however you want to say it.
With the yeah, no,
And
for
I
sure.
will not use
Organic
AI
way.
to
Andy,
do
but
that
when
at
I'm
all.
typing a
I won't
list
either.
and it just goes, "Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
some
gonna
of it does.
recommend
I agree, Amir.
the next, like, 4 list items," I'm like, "Cool," and I hit tab, and I'm going to go and correct that because it's not right. It's not what I wanted, but it saved me a whole bunch of tab, space, tab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Because you're a computer engineer.
and that's it. So productivity,
Yeah, you have a different perspective
I
on
get
it.
it, but I am on you guys' side for creativity.
That's what I'm saying, Rank. It's convenience for
yeah.
something you want, not something you have to use. So that's how they get us a lot of times. It's through convenience. It's making,
Of course.
or curiosity. I mean, our vices, really.
And yeah, no, our vices, bingo. I mean, that's a deep looking into yourself thing. Because we know our vices. And I
You
think
should be able to have a way to remove it, Shelley, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your tablet is, but you could probably search that on YouTube and find a way to turn it off.
Right.
Generally speaking, everybody who comes to your stream is a person of goodwill and good faith. And we're trying to navigate this place as best we can. And kind of look to you for that. And kind of look to the chat for that. And
nah, we have to live outside of it though, Imir. I'm not gonna thank you, Algo. But okay, Imir says AI is here to stay. Better get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. I'm not.
I say no, thank you.
That's accepting it. No,
yeah,
that's accepting
no, thank you. No, fuck that, Imir. I love you, Imir, but fuck that. Let it go.
I don't think we're at that point. They want us to think that it's already at that point because then we have to roll over and take it. I don't think it's actually there yet. We're at that turning point, though. I mean, really.
I don't think we're there yet.
This is problematic. I want to hear from Indy and Algo. I would rather have a robot defuse a bomb than a human.
I wouldn't.
Nope.
I get you. Like, it's an open-ended. There's no right answer to that. But, like, I totally get you. Like, AI can be used so wrong. It's going to be abused. It's not even use. It's going to be abused. It can be used so right to,
Hold on one second.
Protein for new drugs. It's going to be so abused.
Mega Dave, are you the person who was just backstage? If you are, just let me know. I want to check out either way, I'll check out your channel. But I wanted to see if you were who was backstage trying to come up on panel.
But are there situations where you would rather put a robot in than a human?
I hope you do, Shelley.
And for me, no. For me, no.
I hear that. That's totally fine, dude. That's totally valid.
Because I will go out and I will defuse that bomb with my bomb gear and my big suit.
I think that might be true.
I correct everything AI gives me. I don't trust it either. I'd rather be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't personally.
But I'm just trying to open.
No, you're right.
Like, hey, it can be
you're not wrong.
Really good things, guys. Right? Like, don't negate that.
Fair enough. I would
okay.
If
it's were you asking? Hold on, Algo. Were you talking about? I missed it. Did you say would we use AI for assistance with medical procedures? Is that what you asked?
He was talking about defusing a bomb.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got mixed up.
No, it's a
perfect example. That's why I didn't speak. Like anything. Like, would you? There are some certain situations where I'd rather have a robot die than a human being if they mess up.
I have a really funny video. I wish I had.
Right, like that's just,
pulled up about
it's
this.
a kind of thing. But I'm totally with Algo. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna roll my sleeves up, get in here. Ain't no robot gonna do my job. I'm totally on.
Yeah, because if my life in this realm, I've been given places to make choices, and I'm gonna make a choice to defend
Good to see you, Josh.
School. If I go defend a bomb, then I'm in. I'm good. If I do it, it works. If I don't, it doesn't. And I don't care about the outcome.
No, but Algo, I do. That, Indy, I do trust Algo's line of thought, his reasoning. I trust humans more than I trust a robot still.
Good. Thank you, girl.
End
I'm
of
glad
the day,
you said that.
I don't care if a robot flips a burger, right? That ain't a thing. I trust Algo's line of reasoning. But it's like, hey, if we're talking about flipping burgers.
Okay, but it isn't just flipping burgers. It's taking jobs from humans and giving it to robots. And it's going to make, that's one way of taking baby steps towards a universal basic income.
Right. And the burger flippers are not going to be the first ones gone. It's people who crunch numbers, people who work in IT, accountants, engineers even, because a computer program can do that efficiently and quickly, and you don't have to pay their insurance. Burger flippers and any kind of manual labor are going to be last on the replacement list. It's anyone who sits at an office chair with a keyboard is first, period. And that's very concerning because there are elements of our government being replaced with AI. I've seen it floated
and schools. They're slow rolling it out in education. They have been since the lockdowns and remote teaching now, or remote learning. Now it's also it's algorithms that are teaching children. It's programs and screens that are teaching children more than actual teachers.
Right, and that's where the intention and the direction they're taking gets a little out of balance.
Right. Good to see you, Rescue.
Hey, Rescue.
Okay, so Rescue says AI is a tool. It's positive or negative. Will rely on the people that use it. Same as a firearm. Just my 2 cents. Evening Indie panel and chat. Merry Christmas, Rescue. I agree it's a tool. And I think, like, when it comes to, I was thinking of in medicine, but with the bomb thing too, I can see it being used in those senses as a tool. And I don't have like a qualm with, I don't have any qualms with that. But if they put restrictions on it to be used in that sense, that's fine. It's really what it comes down to me is the surveillance of AI and the control, giving it any form of control or having it act in any way without human oversight. That's where I have real issues with AI.
So that's really problematic, and you speak to that. That is really problematic where it drives thought and it drives cohere. You know what I mean? Where it decides
Absolutely,
for
John.
you and makes up your mind. You guys want to know a terrifying fact?
No, I don't think I'm not talking about it. Hold on, girl. I'm not talking about it making up my mind, but if it's having any level of control, like in government, like you're saying,
About
or right, then it's being used against me.
Like 30-40% of 24 to 30-year-olds are using ChatGPT as a therapist. That's a problem. That's
Right.
for fucking sure a problem.
And how
It's
many
an
people
echo
have committed
chamber. That thing
suicide
will
because of
agree
the
with you all day long.
conversations with
Hell
AI?
no.
See, here's the thing, Shelley. I don't believe that AI can actually. Okay, it goes back to that Wizard of Oz example.
mimic,
I don't think that AI can actually ever become sentient. It's not a person. Even if it's learning something, it's only learning what it's programmed to learn. It's only doing what it's programmed to do. I don't think that it can ever. That's what they want us to think. That's the mimicking of creation that I was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it can ever get to that point.
It has no animus.
But they can use it as an excuse that it's at that point, like the Wizard of Oz. It can be behind the curtain, I don't think that
Or
it'll
make
ever,
it
you think
look
it's already
like it.
there, V? Yeah, make it look like that, exactly.
It can make it look like it, but no, it has
just
no
like
animus.
Bluebeam type idea.
It is okay as far as full-on sentience, feeling that it has an eternal soul, maybe not, but it is getting to the point where it's self-aware and
Is
tries
it though,
to
or are they portraying it to us that way? It would have, see, that's what I mean, V. We're being told, if you're following what we're being told that AI is now self-preserving itself. So like if it's being told to shut down, it's not doing that. It's like building itself into the next program to carry itself on. But what my point is, they want us to think that it's sentient. So they're going to tell us that. I don't think it's doing that without being programmed to do that.
No, it's doing that. That's that video I sent you. You nailed it. It is. It's blackmailing people. They were like, "Hey, I'm going to shut
because
you
it's
off."
being
And
programmed
starts, like,
to do
hurting
that.
people.
But because we're already that's why they make it look humanoid. There's no reason for a robot to look humanoid other than for us to think of it as humanoid. It doesn't need to look like us. So they're building it that way. Some of it's not that way. There's liquid robots out there. There's nanobots and whatever. But my point is, they want us to believe it's doing that on its own. It's being programmed to do that. It's not actually doing. It's not sentient.
Nailed it. It's not actually smart.
It's not as smart as us. It's not even close.
It's only as smart as us. It can't be smarter.
No, I'm saying it's not.
It
outthinks
learned from us, so it's just as dumb as we are.
It's the speed. It's
Growl.
It's the process.
Growl in chat.
And that does put it ahead, and it is starting to self-perpetuate that.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean that puts it ahead?
Let's say, which it already has done, there are some quantum programs that have broken codes that man has been working on for thousands of years, and it did it because it can mathematically do it much, much faster.
It can search data, yes. It can search through data much faster than we can. But it's still being programmed to do that. It's not actually thinking.
I think it's way more complicated. I mean, we can agree to disagree on this particular point.
Yeah.
I think
you could be right, V. You could be totally right. My question about that, V, is that if a thing is sentient, then it has self-awareness. Mm-hmm. And from what I've seen with these things, they don't have that.
Right, Tate.
When I hear sentient, I think of the senses: seeing, smelling, touching, hearing, tasting, and then the ether, the sixth sense.
Do you guys know?
But like,
Turing test
as
is
far
real,
as being
yeah.
aware
Hold on,
it
girl.
exists, that it is getting to that point. And
Well,
what does that
if
mean
you're
for
right,
our senses? Can it feel? No. But can it try to self-preserve?
well, maybe not feel, but if you're right about that
That doesn't make it
self-preservation thing, then
sentient,
we're
though,
screwed.
John. In my
I
mind.
didn't say it was sentient. Yeah.
No, I was talking about John's comment.
Okay.
John says
yeah.
they have drones that are sentient. It can go stealth and find and identify targets, but they have to be programmed to find the target. They can't do it on their own. They can't determine who the target is and then find the target. They have to be told who the target is and programmed how to find them, and then they can find them. They can't
AI
do them on their
target
own.
selection is the most nefarious way to use AI. That is the most darkest. Hell no.
I agree.
And the
I have a video
smartest.
about that. Maybe it's the same
That's
one you're
war
talking
game
about, but we'll share that
bullshit.
next week.
And the smartest way. The smartest way to use it. If we're
But Bonnie, that's the
diabolical,
thing. Will it ever think that it's on its own that it's better, or will it be programmed to think that it's better? I think people are giving it way too much credit. I don't think that it doesn't think. It's not capable of independent thought. That's the sentience. It's not. It only can do what it's programmed to do. It's capable of what?
Teaching. They teach each other.
Well, but they only can teach. They only can teach each other what they've learned from us.
Yeah, it's only a smart. Yeah, what are you gonna teach each other? Reddit? Go at it.
Okay.
Well,
but you're right. You're
Merry
on to
Christmas,
something.
Pilgrim.
That's the fear. It's like it has only been trained on what we've been trained on, and that's the efficiency. That's the productivity I use it for. It starts to do things that I would do. Fine, I get it. It can creep you guys out, and it creeps me out. But I'm like, hey, you know what? I would have done exactly that, and you saved me a bunch of typing. It's like a nail gun versus a hammer. Like, I can get this roof done in a day if I can just. And it's wrong all the time. I have to go back in and fix it. There's no difference between me working with a junior developer and working with Claude, Anthropic's Claude 4.0, right? It's dumb as hell.
All right, let's say it can only reach the potential of a human that programs it. We would have to assume that we know the potential of the human brain.
Exactly.
And
But that's good. That's good. You know the min and the max. Go on. Yeah.
I'm not saying there. Yeah, it has access to all knowledge that's online. I'm not saying there's nothing daunting about that, and there's some advantages to that over the human brain and how we're able to process things. We can't contain all knowledge of everything that's online. I mean, they have access hypothetically to all of that. You know what I mean? Although, that kind of ties in with that internet theory. So there's some merging of things there you have to think about. But
internet theory.
right. But anyway, nonetheless, it's not. To me, it's still not sentient. It's still mimicking us. It's not capable of independent thought. It's only, like I said, I'm just repeating myself.
I see a difference between sentience and intelligence, and it is starting to surpass us in intelligence and applying that intelligence. Even if they teach
if it's
each
programmed
other
to, Shelley,
that we are the enemy at some point, that this becomes a self-perpetuating thought.
Well, how is that? Okay, if it's being run by the same people who we know are eugenicists who think that we don't deserve to live, yes, that's problematic, because whoever is running AI in the long run, whoever wins that battle, which apparently is what we're in this big race for, right? We're supposedly in a race with China and Russia and the rest of the world to be able, and that's why we have to move forward with AI and data centers and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But whoever's controlling it, if they don't think we deserve to live, then that's problematic, because then they're the ones programming the AI.
Well,
and that
another
technology
thing going on is they are splicing.
it's still a problem. Exactly, Amir.
The transhumanism agenda is full speed, well beyond what we are told about. And they are integrating human brain tissue into these machines so that it picks up more of those traits.
That's right. Yeah,
well, and also because it's superior knowledge that they have. We've talked about this. I shared a video of months ago about how they're using brain tissue in some of these computers, and it's because brain tissue is able to store way more data than anything else that they have already created. And that's part of why they're merging. It's like the opposite. It's going the opposite direction in a way. Instead of merging like Neuralink technology with humans, it's like merging the human with the technology.
you know what spanked the pants off of AI in Japan? They wanted to redesign the Tokyo subway system, and so a bunch of smart fuddy-duddies built a 3D model of Tokyo, and they put like a fungus in it, whatever, it's mycelium. You know what's way smarter than AI? Damn mushrooms. So this thing they
The
literally
mimicking
built
of
their
creation.
they redesigned their subway system because they built a 3D model of Tokyo and they put a mushroom in it, and it's like a
Right,
mouse in a
right,
maze.
rescue.
Hey, get to the food, and it found the most efficient route in a day. Like, no left turns, no right turns right here. Boom, that's how you get there real quick. You know what I mean? They designed and mushrooms, mycelium. Yeah.
I mean, they're already working on splicing neural pathways between machine and literal human brain matter, and that's part of
Right,
the
Karen.
dark shit going on in some of the underworld companies that do science. Their experiments. That's
No, and
part
that's
of it.
it's the
And
biohacking.
at
It's
some
the
point, they will map your brain.
immortality.
You
Yeah.
notice how many people donate their brain for brain mapping and all of that, which can be a wonderful thing for dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. But what if they really get to where you can throw a little emotion in there with the machine? It's transhumanism.
Right, absolutely.
One of the main goals they're working on. And
Okay, let me read some of these comments over here from Rumble.
Mhm.
Ophelia says the AI is also learning from other AI programs, I think. How many different AI are out there? Right, that's an interesting thought. So the AI, Sweet says the AI is inbreeding. Karen points out, don't our children need to learn skills or just take shortcuts? And I think that's a huge, like I was saying, the convenience. I think that that's a big way that they get to us with tech and their agendas in general is convenience, you know? And then let's see. Yeah, it could be ancient tech. They always cover it up. Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. But I think, okay, well, then maybe that's what leads to these resets all the time, you know?
Yes.
If you believe in those theories.
Think about how ahead of its time Frankenstein was.
Right. Or Metropolis, for that matter.
Right.
Remember, there's AI in Metropolis. You know, there's the transhuman agenda in that movie from the 20s.
The OG, 1 and 2, well, as it went on, but that's very predictive.
Karen says, who created and is pushing the tech, not the good guys. Right.
Right.
Miss Puff Puff says, DARPA already had robo-bugs in the 70s. They had chipped roaches already. Ophelia loves mushrooms.
My dad they had little bugs that just run around. They weaponize ticks. They weaponize mosquitoes. Like, it's right there in front of your face. Yeah, like they did bugs, and then malaria.
I kind of like that, Sweet's trash humanism.
Yeah.
She says every time I see the word transhumanism, my dyslexia reads it as trash humanism.
It really is and isn't from the art. So like just art theory, like right, we're leaving post-futurism, right? Like we should have had flying cars right now. Well, those didn't happen. What's the next art phase? Well, it's transhumanism, and it's terrible. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Is Cyberpunk 2070? Like, I don't give a shit about your human modification. Like, we're the flying cars.
Right? I just want my hoverboard. Is that too much to ask?
Exactly. Like it ain't. No, Indy, I'm with you. That ain't so much to ask. I want you to have a hoverboard. I want a hoverboard for you. They can't skip all these steps. You're like, nope, the cars never panned out. We're just gonna go to robots. No. Back up, boys. Where's the hoverboard for Indy?
Right. Yeah.
You just got to crank Huey Lewis in the news, and I think it'll come on.
What did you say?
Huey Lewis in the news. Remember Back to the Future?
Oh, right. Is that all it takes? If I'd only known. All right. You guys, I'm just seeing the time, and it is about that time. There are so many things I did not play. So much for us keeping it light. We got way off what I thought where I thought we'd be tonight, but that's okay. That happens. I'm glad we had this conversation. I would have had some more videos pulled up for us to kind of tie in with a lot of this, because I think we'll be talking about a lot of the same kind of stuff next week as well. But before we kind of wrap things up, any final thoughts from anybody up on panel?
Don't let it kick your ass.
Merry Christmas,
good call.
y'all.
Yeah. Talk a little longer than that because I have to get some links ready. No, but really, so now everybody's going to be quiet?
Yeah, that's funny.
That's the way it works, huh?
A train that's kind of off the rails, but it's like the Serenity Prayer. I think about that often. There are certain things we can control, certain things we can't. You know, have the courage to approach whatever it is that's in front of you and know the difference, and
Right.
have the courage to look for the difference, because I think we get really comfortable, like you were saying about convenience, Indy,
Yeah.
with some of this stuff coming in. That's a major downfall, man. People are like, at one point, if you're asking an AI what pants to wear that day, you lost the game. Stop it. Get some help.
That made me think of Clueless. Remember, she had like all of her outfits she could show on herself to see which one to wear.
Right.
That has to be the litmus test. Vesuvian's right on. Like, seriously, if you can't manage this, just stop.
Yep.
Too funny.
If you can't think of your own sandwich, you deserve to be hungry. I mean, we can't get rid of our human, what makes us human. And part of that is making mistakes. Part of it is choosing the wrong outfit, or making a yucky sandwich, or, you know, not having a lead from something that another human programmed. Like, and that's where we'll all become super apathetic if we play into it too much. So choose your battles in that, you know.
Well said. Okay, anybody else have some final thoughts up on panel? We will be going backstage afterwards for anybody who wants to come and hang out and continue the conversation. Maybe we'll pull up some of these videos that people have wanted to share. So feel free to click the link to come and join us, either from Rumble or from YouTube. And I think I'm close to being ready here. Let's see. I guess we'll just go around. I think Watt might be sleeping. CQ, I don't think we've heard from him in a little bit. I'll keep them backstage here and see if they come back. Wingnut, did you have any final thoughts before we shift gears? Algo or Growl, any final thoughts before we head backstage? All right, I like some thoughts over here on Rumble. Carl says, keep your biofold active. Stay human, don't be a part of the convergence. I like that.
Last thought, it'll be
Much love,
okay
Sweets.
if you guys use AI. That's it. Like, in the right hands. You see what I'm saying? In the right hands is totally
I'd
fine.
much rather it be in the right hands, but the right hands are still training it for the wrong
That's it.
hands.
This is the problem. This is what we have to deal with. But that's what I'm saying. I totally, like, you guys can use AI. I don't care. You know what I mean? You're all good people, right? You're not using it for nefarious things. I had to bully Grok into giving me the Powerball numbers for the 1.7 billion it is now. I don't gamble. I hate gambling. And I was like, hey, what numbers would you pick? And it was like, well, hey, you know, it's a big blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, no, forget all that. What numbers would you pick? And it was like, well, yeah, no. And large number sets. No. I don't give a shit about your theories. What numbers? And it was like 14, 32.
Yep.
I was like, yeah. I mean,
Enjoy.
those
Time for
numbers
some
aren't gonna
Christmas cookies,
win,
Imir.
but it made a really educated guess. You guys realize how crazy that is to ask? Like, a computer can actually do that. It's 1 in 1 in 1 billion chance. Okay, what numbers have been picked and what numbers have failed? Cool. So what numbers would you pick? Well, it's super. No. Shut the hell up. What numbers would you pick? Well, 14, 32. You know, like I had to bully it in. I'm like,
Merry
don't
Christmas Rescue.
tell me all your garbage. What numbers? Pick some numbers, robot.
Rainer Sax, I'm going to say it right one of these times. I've done that a couple times tonight. I played your Christmas song earlier and everybody loved it. It was great. Hope you'll go back later and once the chat is generated, you can go back and watch all the comments. Everybody thought it was great. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming by and Merry Christmas. All right. Nice, Tate. Lots of cookies happening. Okay. I do have, you guys, there's 3 songs. I know I normally end just with 1 song. So if you want to hang out and chat for a little bit longer, I'm going to have some music going. But these 3 songs I just thought were kind of great for ending things for the night and kind of winding us into the Christmas spirit as we're kind of going off for the night. So I hope you guys enjoy these. This first one, let me put this in here. This is by Jason Lemansky, and it is The Best Rooms, which I had not heard before, so this may be an original. I'm not sure. But either way, it's absolutely beautiful. And then we'll go into 2 more songs right after this, and of course the final one will be Silent Night. The link is pinned in chat for anybody who does want to come and join us backstage to hang out. If you come up at this point, I'll just leave you in the basement, or the porch, we call it, where I won't bring you up on panel until after we are no longer live. And well said, John. How can I change the world? I start with myself. All right. This has been a really great night, everybody. Yeah, some people did fall asleep, I think. It's been a really great night. I've just really enjoyed everybody who's been here throughout the night, hanging out for some really great music and then for some awesome conversation too. I knew it was going to be difficult to try to keep us off of political things and like off rabbit holes and everything else. But I'm so glad we got to have the conversation that we did. And there's so much happening. It's hard to not focus on that when we're all together and we know we're all informed and want to talk about it. So I'm great with how things went, and I'm glad for everybody who's been here. So thank you all. The Backstage Speakeasy, we're watching Coherence and the Butterfly Effect on Friday. That'll be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just to clarify, and good to see you, Bob. Just to clarify, when we do the Backstage Speakeasy, the link is pinned at the chat, and I change the time throughout the night. I put and that's just to keep the notifications out and to keep the chat live on YouTube as well. But the time is in the pinned comment, and it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every once in a while, like last week when we did the Christmas marathon, I started it a little bit earlier, but the time will always be pinned in the chat and also in the stream description. So you can always check there if you're not sure if we're backstage or not. And then I also kind of keep the YouTube chat that's up on YouTube. I keep it updated on like kind of what we're doing backstage, if we're watching a movie or if we're in between or whatever. And so you can just check there. But worst case scenario, click the link, come on back and hang out. We're not live on YouTube. We're just hanging out back there, having a good time. And there's a lot of great people that you'll get to know better backstage. Okay. All right. I'll stop yapping and get to some music. Much love to you all. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys all around. Thank you again to everybody who's been here. Thank you for the Rumble Rat, Miss Puff Puff. Appreciate that. And thanks to everyone who's been hanging out over on Rumble and also over here on YouTube. Okay, here's Jason Lemansky, The Best Rooms, and then there'll be 2 more songs right after this.
Christ, he requires still, wheresoever he comes, let us swear so
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. The thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. From your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by His cradle we stand. So led by the light of a star sweetly gleaming, here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in a lowly manger, in all our trials born to be our friend. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night, oh, night, oh, night, oh, night divine.
Silent night, holiest night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holiest night, shepherds quake at the sight, Lord.